I travel. I know the city I travel. I know the see I love I travel. I know the I travel. I know the I swear I travel. I know the city I travel. I know the I travel. Where I carry the talk I travel. Now Dubai the bar I travel. So me line the sap I travel. Call before we treat them. I know the I travel. See me don't pass up. You know me tell me don't go train soldier. I know the I travel. In a snake. I know the bag where I waka. The sense where I pack me the comedy kabaka. The border breaking all kinds of. You know see funny the answer.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. I am your host, Khadija Tijan Nabi. Now, make go to a quick announcement. First and foremost, yesterday I want telling all plenty thank you in our been day join we now we platform and in our many of you send words of encouragement, words of concern. I did tell plenty thank you. I want Nena no say the tears for Mama Salon is worth it. When you go and you efforts now for see that you are united regardless of your affiliation or whatever the case may be, and then you won't get discredit for that, can come out, I hate anybody we go anybody can challenge me, that is quite okay. Hello, Mr. Kamara, welcome sir, welcome. It is okay to challenge somebody. It is okay to get involved in healthy debate, but it is not okay to make deliberate attempts for lie purpose, try for do the smear campaign. Hello, Madam Juliet T. Welcome, Madam. So when they lie for me, not that they can break me, but may not break me for too long. During the process, I get a person who I go say me confidence, me close to close body, me heart to heart, way be say calling like, what's the problem? What's your problem? What gets me back to reality. So maximum respect to you. You know you are. Thank you so much. And I thank you. Madam Isa2K, welcome. Mr. It's kind of welcome. Miss Madam Glory to Glory. Welcome, Madam. Mr. Laha, welcome, sir. Madam Fatimata Siri, welcome. I might not be able to get into all of Ina and today I know we'll get an exclusive interview where I will bring we're guesting a little bit, please, and help me share. Mr. Sequence Dumbia, welcome. So the other thing is that I want to also make a rather unfortunate how you call what's the thing? News where if some of you don't know it, we unfortunately they don't ban we country where now of course Sierra Leone from coming to the United States, meaning when it comes to any type of visa rights now for give people them, unfortunately they want them where wherein then they don't file for them with then a spouse. I don't know how that's go play, but as we get an update, we will share with you now. It could possibly be maybe because of the trip where obviously with President take, and as you know we sit in President Naya, so when it comes to anything having to do with terrorists or whatever, is very much quick. Unfortunately, that was in the case of Nigeria as well. Unfortunately, we don't get into that category. I feel the pain because I feel when affect, we all get affected, meaning that's not because me don't then also and the one day where they try to get the same opportunity like myself, then now they not get the opportunity. But then we continue for pray that we go one day come out in that list day, nothing will last forever. So I'm sorry for share the news, but again, as we are trying to make sure we'll be the mouthpiece for any news way they affect you, whether it's directly or indirectly, we'll get for also notifying the wonderful, beautiful, gorgeous Madam Zaina Sharif Bangura. Welcome, Madam. I know I make you laugh the other day. Yesterday you see and they make her cry. I don't like that they like for me. Madam Marian Williams, welcome, Madam. Mr. Nicholas Nick, welcome. Mr. Sanko Abubakar, welcome. And I welcome once again. I'm making myself at home, and I please feel free for share. Then I will bring we wonderful guests today. In the meantime, I know they'll travel. Now give us some tune, then will they come right back in? I thank you. As a matter of fact, now oh yeah, my guests don't come in, but at the same time, are they putting on a quick pause and are they come right back?
This man back again. Show me you are my no waste time, girl. Show me you are my don't time quick, make I show you me mama. You to find that me mama. So don't say me feeling like, don't say me feeling like, don't say me feeling like, don't say me feeling like. Nisha, don't say me feeling like, don't say me feeling like, don't say me feeling like. Now go tell you mama, go tell you papa, tell them say you man don't come. Now go tell you brother, go tell you sister, tell them say you man don't come. Say na me not the right one, na me get the best plan. Na me go the cook and the wash pan. Na me sabi build the right one, yeah. Show me you mama, no waste time, girl. Show me you papa, don't come quick, make I show you me mama, you to find that me mama, so don't say me feeling, let me chest, don't say me feeling, on me back, don't say me feeling, on me head, don't say me feeling, on me knees, don't say me feeling, tell me, don't say me feeling, hey me, don't say me feeling, why, hey boy, oh God, AI, Africa music, Sierra Leone, Mr. Man Pony line back again, why, boy, yes.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, welcome to Salon for All and Voice for All Network Television. I am your host, Khadija Tijan Nabi. He has served in countless capacity from working as the anyway, you know it's in. Not just pause, not allow him because the thing is too much. The capacity and too much weight on hold. So with no further ado, it is an honor to have with me here today, Mr. Alpha Kholifa Koroma. Welcome, sir, to Salon for All and Voice for All. Kindly take this opportunity for introduce yourself, sir.
Thanks very much for having me, Khadija.
Oh.
Well, you've introduced me already, so there's no need for me to have to go through all of it.
Yes. Well, welcome once again. I don't know, sir, for stats because the background is so much from whether it has to do with you being the academic part of it, the work part of it is too huge. Well, we'll start somewhere anyway. I wonder we start first with that young man growing up in the Republic of Sierra Leone before God bless you to come into politics and all that good stuff. Now we start with that one first. Tell me about that man, or let's describe for we're not gonna know you that close and personal as in the example of your wife or your close friends them, how they go describe you, how you can best describe yourself in terms of your personality, X, Y, and Z. Welcome again, sir.
Thank you very much, Khadija. The best I could actually talk about myself is that I'm a humble person. And I hail from a humble beginning. And I've never been in politics, even though I was born into a political home. But I think I could best describe myself as a technocrat, right at the beginning. After having worked in the peace department for like 10 years, and I worked with the United Nations for 2 years, and then came for further studies abroad, and worked with other firms in the UK before I was.
I apologize. It seemed like you hand it in the way, so it seemed like they either block your view. I don't know if you would like to. Yeah, you can change. Yeah, with a C, with a Yariyo, but I think your hand been there in the way. Are you comfortable?
Okay. Yeah, I'm comfortable.
Wonderful.
I don't care.
Much better now. Yes, absolutely. Come back in.
Okay.
I apologize for the interruption.
That's all right. So, like I say, should I have to go all over again?
Yeah. Yes. No. So you left off will be fine. Will be good. And then also position your camera a little bit down so that way they will see your face. It seemed like it's hiding your face. Sorry about that.
Will be all right like that.
Come down a little bit more, sir.
A little bit like this.
Let's see.
Am I clear?
Yeah, I think it's a lot better. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
A lot better.
Yes. Wonderful. Yes, that's perfect. That right there. Perfect. You're welcome. Thank you.
Because I've been,
so what I can do, I can take a break for now. You position and well. You want to do that? Now take a quick break. Will they come right back? Yeah. I apologize, guys. So they come right back. And I welcome once again, and I'm sorry for the delay. We are back. Welcome back again, Mr. Kholifa. You can land to Usai we left off.
Mhm. So, as I been say, Khadija, I told you I was born to a humble family, and I'm a humble person. And for as much as I know about myself, coming into the world of professionalism, I've been a technocrat. And I've not been a politician, although I was born into a political home, so to speak. So there's nothing strange about that. And I do believe that, well, I've done the little that I can do for my country. So I'm here. Whatever I want to know about me, I'm prepared to give it out.
Wonderful. Now we talk a little bit about your family history in terms of politics. Take us there a little bit.
Actually, the parents then really formed the All People's Congress Party. Me, the nephew of Kholifa Koroma, the first vice president of the country for over 115 years. And I'm also the younger brother of the late S.A.P. Koroma, commonly called the Tupu when I'm in political, nickname. And my father was Alhaji Sulaiman Koroma, who was the president of the Syrian Muslim Brotherhood, where called behind the guys there, where they became very much, politically inclined. And of course, they've done quite a lot for the country by themselves. So now that kind of family they may grow into DJ.
Wonderful. So looking at your chronology, some go look at many silent go look at whether it has to do with your academia or has to do with your work history. They go look and say, wow, they're proud of this young man. Like I've been, they say, I want you to take me back again before we go into all the detail and the years and your work experience and all other dialogue. I want to talk a little bit about you growing up in the Republic of Sierra Leone. Whose primary school you go, whose secondary school you go, before God bless you with furthering your education?
Good. Well, I was brought up in Lonsa as a little boy, and in the kindergarten, I entered the kindergarten, primary school of the former Delco in then. So I was a very little boy, and from there, the parental background is completely Muslim. So until the baby come up and Lonsa and the husband choose to remove me from the European kindergarten, bring me to primary school for me to go forget some basic, knowledge about, Arabic studies, etc. But I'm not still long in that, really. So they bring me come back to Bloco, so I can't attend Shlenka Secondary School. And from there, I go Ahmadiyya Secondary School, respectively. So I do my sixth form. So from there, I go study now Kholifa College, the University of Sierra Leone. So I finish a degree in law, philosophy, and history. And after that, I happened for work, first of all, for the Sierra Leone Police Department as a cadet, and I rose up to the rank of superintendent. And in the police department, I worked in so many, areas within the force, at CID, at the traffic division, and the prosecution, and then come to the immigration service. And after that, now what happens in 1998? I will left for work with, the United Nations Observer Mission in Sierra Leone Settlement.
Yes. Before we get to that, right? So before we get to that, not make I take you back a little bit. So I know so you don't talk about you education wise. You also go to in terms of college. You be also get the opportunity for go to Frabe College, correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. At that young age, you be know waiting be the areas of your career path, like Usai you want go towards. You been get any idea at that time as a young boy?
I wanted to become a lawyer, and at the time I entered Frabe College, the law school not been established yet. It was in the completion of my program that they introduced the study of law at Frabe College. So that was why I started reading law, philosophy, and history, because that was the career path where I believe for me lead me into that profession. Without much ado, by the time I finished with master's first degree at Frederick College, I chose to go and work in a law enforcement institution, that's the police force. Because I believe I go able to garner some knowledge as to how the law enforcement they work, etc. We will get to lead me proper into the study of law. So that is where I was for 10 years completely. And then after that, I worked, I resigned from the police department. Then I then go work for the United Nations. You know,
Was
and
it
you,
was it on a volunteer base or was more on a salary?
I was employed. I was employed on
Employed.
contract.
Okay.
I was contracted actually
Okay.
to work for like 2 years. In fact, I could have become an international staff by then, but I choose to resign from the job because the country was so unstable at the time, and I not be feel completely safe because I know I'm going into what probably might have led into my resignation from the peace department. I go work in the UN system because it's purely political, and I'm not here to discuss more about that. You know, so when I realized the instability in the country, the best thing for me to do is to ask for a leave of absence. I had to follow, in other words, when they can come or can study the United Kingdom. In the UK, straight away, I went to to Leicester University to go do a master's degree in corporate security and risk management. I was actually thinking to go back to the UN system by then because I didn't get a very clean record with them. We'd already sent the applications to New York for an absorption as an international staff. So, but I not been choose for going. Just by the time I finished, I applied for go work na the UN, but na Iraq na they have been applied for. But when I saw the devastation when it take place in 2003, we didn't kill, the special representative, Secretary General, and some other UN staff, I just retreated. I said, no way, I don't want again that they just dropped it. So what did I do? Straight away now I go apply for study law fully, and I get a British bursary will lead me into the reading of law at London Metropolitan University. So I finished an honours degree in business law, and I also go straight away for a second master's degree, in international and comparative business law. Then I was attached temporarily at Merrill Financial Center where I was working, So all of a sudden, just about the time I want to go for a PhD program, I had already been admitted. Then came, if you want to call it a luck or whatever, a blessing, whatever it is, the opportunity for me, I get a call for go work back home. And even when I got a call for go work back home, I was on contract with the government by then of Dr. Kholifa Koroma's administration. So when I was invited, I had to go home and I accepted the offer that was given to me by the government as the country's chief immigration officer for 10 years.
Okay.
And
So, 10
I've
years.
also doubled as a
Before we
statutory director of the National Tourism Board for 10 years.
before we go into the detail of the working experience back home, sir, I want take you back a little bit. I love the fact that you already give me some of your education background in United Kingdom, because unfortunately, which there's some of the things that I will ask you later in terms of the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to social media. Because of course, when I disseminate this thing today, there are a lot of challenges from my end saying that not a lawyer, I know if I go to law school, and I want to read some of the comments, and then there you go also respond accordingly. Similarly to that of the major retired Paulo, it was a similar situation wherein when I've been getting an interview with in Peking, immediately when I disseminate flyer, they challenge me until I ask for further evidence where it been graduates within cap and gown for just for debunk the deliberate attempt of discrediting hardworking Sierra Leonean. So I want back again. Now you repeat that area for the one that we might have missed it in terms of you education background. We make you barrister at law. Come back in, sir.
Nobody not able to dispute the fact that I was the most high-profile law student at the Sierra Leone Law School. What makes me the high-profile student by then? Because I was the chief immigration officer of Sierra Leone when in 2011, you understand? 2011, sorry, I was admitted into the Sierra Leone Law School. And I graduated clean as a barrister without any reference whatsoever. Clean. In 2012, let me graduate. And then call me the class of 2012. So for the one day where they doubt it, I don't even need to talk about that. I was the best equity student as well, where I get a special, prize for being one of the best equity students at the law school. So what's the point of building a story? But I'm not saying this to please no one.
Absolutely.
Because I believe I graduated as a barrister and solicitor, and I even went to court. At the time I was attached at the country's law offices department, was I do my pupillage until I finish my pupillage, and I get the legal certificate as a legal practitioner. So I think that's answered.
I want to thank you for taking your time, because you get an opportunity for clear the hair on so many things. Then, which one of it is that? Not that I question you per se, but of course, for the one the way one just gets the habit of spreading the smear campaign, and the list goes on. So thank you so
I
much, sir.
need the certificate for that. I will send it to you tomorrow so that you could publish it.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. I want you also be rest assured when it comes to you as an individual in terms of your personality too. I did my research as well, and so far from other people them living in the United Kingdom, or the one that we be work with you, it was nothing but positive from waiting I get from the submission of Sierra Leoneans them in the United Kingdom. So I do want you to understand that I'm not challenging your academic achievements, but rather giving you the opportunity for you clear the hair to those set of Sierra Leonean where they only work enough for make sure say them question and discredit hardworking Sierra Leonean. So now we go to the next, sir. January 1st, 2020, you pull out an audio where you been give detail to Sierra Leoneans then we might have question of some of the allegation coming from back home. There were so many allegations going against you per se. I want you to take this opportunity too as well, sir, for now you clear the hair on that. And for the one that we don't know about these allegations, maybe you can start from there and then try for work your way out. And I also know say the governments, United Kingdom also be intervene and then also run their own X, Y, and Z for make sure say you were not guilty of these said allegation. Come back in, sir.
Thank you very much, Khadija. Probably this is going to be the third and the final time where I declare the air.
Sorry for the interruption. I did get complaint about Mr. Junior K. Mr. Junior K, this platform belongs to you and that of every Sierra Leonean, but you are not allowed to come here and make it miserable for the rest of the Sierra Leonean. We're here to engage in meaningful dialogue, and today we get an exclusive interview for now we give the respect to we guests and they're able for clear the hair. So many things then when are critical allegations them. So please do I not go lack the fact for make a block you because you self belong now. So but please no try for be adult here and respect each other's space and engage in respectful dialogue. Thank you, sir. I apologize for the interruption, sir.
That's right, Khadija. I understand. I know they try for please the critics then. And this is the third time and it's going to be the final time where I declared the air regarding all of those mendacious allegations that have been made against me. And I know they were made because they were politically motivated, politically oriented. As much I know. Because if I have been accused for all the wrong reasons that I am a money launderer, that's one allegation, one of the allegations that they make against me. That I sell diplomatic passports to international terrorists, and that I've got huge properties, including Palace in England. These are all fabrications. Had it not been so, you want to test the integrity, you want to test the proficiency, the professionalism of the International Corruption Unit of the British National Crime Agency. Went out to them and sent all the allegations there for investigate me in the UK. And I can give as many accounts as possible that similar accusations against other Africans that are today serving jail sentences in this country, ranging 8 to 18 years. Because the name for clear one thing as against the other, we still give the doubt to the International Corruption Unit of British National Crime Agency for making them put them behind bars. But this is me, a man that is alleged to have sold passport, diplomatic passport. In fact, they even gave a definition, a description of them, saying that fake diplomatic passports may sell to international terrorists. You know what that means? That if I should be kept behind bars, I therefore be the terrorists. You know what that means? For seeing a money launderer, I should have been kept behind bars for many years. Not to mention about, the mendacious statements or allegations where they make about me for say, I get a palace in this country. How much money could I have actually generated for the immigration service in Sierra Leone? We go able for army a one-bedroom apartment, not even a palace. It is all lies.
So before we get to that palace, that's another thing I want to ask you later. But
Okay,
I want you
okay.
kind of like clear, sir, the hair of the process wouldn't put you through for now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I had to leave the country on my own volition. Because me believe say we can bring all this misunderstanding between me and the current administration, and because when my contract was breached, I spoke out. Me now one by the very first of all the public officials will really attack the administration for breach of contract. And of course, I probably could have said a lot more. When not go down well with the current administration, we make I believe say they raise an international alert for my arrest. Because I don't see how much degree of wrongdoing this man could have done. We make them lead, a truckload of well-armed personnel, police personnel for Gonami Os. Then go broke 6 of my doors, arrested my son, arrested my brother and my driver. And then they were whipped to the criminal investigations department until they asked them for Sade, or let them put show Sade go. But I don't get the information, as I did not give up the, story during this year's New Year, so to speak. I don't give me the story. I had to escape, barely managed to escape. Probably I would not have been anymore anyway, because, for make them send them kind of people and then I always for good deal with you because you spoke out. Okay, if not any crime I commit, it is simple. That was I never wanted to leave the country because I was planning to set up my private practice when all this began. So when I can't get information, say this did not go down well with the administration, you have to leave the country. Well, as I said, I've got few friends, very good friends within the system who say, listen, man, I think you go for escape for your life. That was why I escaped. I did not escape because of the allegations. No, I was willing, if there was any wrongdoing, for me to have challenged, the wrongdoing. But no, I was never given the opportunity. Now, when I landed in the United Kingdom on the 3rd of October 2018, I was traveling throughout the 4 weeks I've been there within the sub-region, till land England on the 3rd of October 2018. Guess what? The British National Crime Agency police officers met me in the plane. And then I told them, yes, I was expecting. That's when I would come. I don't come. Then they said, okay, Mr. Koroma, let us walk out of the plane and go through the immigration formalities. I not come as a refugee. I get a status in this country. And therefore, when I go through the immigration formalities, the only question they ask me, you are returning home. Of course, I return home, back to residence. In there, we go Napola Park Police Station at Heathrow, where I was interrogated. And when we arrived, I asked the police officers that I needed a duty solicitor. And they bring me one solicitor, a duty solicitor after an hour. The whole process of all of this interrogation took not less than 2 hours. That's the end of the matter. Up until today, while I talk to you, sir. That's the end of it all. And my duty solicitor, due to me, answers that I provided to those. Let me tell you something. The people are so professional that even some of the documentation, they may already do their investigations before they come. And anything while they talk, then they pull a record for proof, say, waiting and they talk that true. Say to me, bank account where I been get there. As little as it was. They produce a bank that said, this is it, we have it. We collected it from HSBC. Absolutely correct. There was nothing that they had wanted to know that they did not know. So after all, I said, Mr. Koroma, we are going to release you on bail. There and then I was released. But then before they released me, I asked them, do me a favor. I said, with all of these allegations, could you ask those who gave you these allegations to provide you with incontrovertible evidence? Because I'm prepared to go to court. I'm prepared to be prosecuted if it's in this country. And I'm willing to so do. Could you ask them to forward these evidences? They noted it down and they wrote to the government of Sierra Leone, are waiting for these evidences to come for 3 weeks. Look, Khadija, nothing happened, nothing came.
Wow.
And my laptop computer, my mobile phones, where the international corruption personnel they take, then look into them for 3 months to see whether or not there was going to be any kind of communication with their relationship, with their relation to the allegations. It never happened at all. Nothing, absolutely. And a very British police personnel. Now they can't meet me to my sister who are there. They give me a laptop computer, they give me mobile phones, everything including the passport. I said, Mr. Koroma, we have come to the conclusion of your investigation. We have seen nothing. In fact, I forwarded those documents to you. You've got them.
Thank you.
For saying that what I talk, you understand, purely out of, an anecdotal account without proof of evidence of all that I'm saying. That's why I forwarded those documents to you.
Yes.
You will look at them. If these are not authentic documents from the International Corruption Unit of the British National Crime Agency. It clearly shows that they have stopped the investigation. They've got nothing whatsoever. Carry on with the business. I have never, ever, you understand, been found to be in possession of not even a bicycle in this country. So for the one day where...
So before we go to that, we'll get to that in a little bit, right? Before we get to that, because that would be my next question, but I want to connect political intimidation and political motivated cases in the example of maybe many, they look at Major Retired Palo, and you talk something similarly to that. So how you obviously you connect your own as a political motivated case. When you look at we country at this present time, when you connect the political intimidation and political motivated case, what do you will say about that going on in the Republic at this moment?
For as much as I know, I could only speak about myself. Yes, and generally speaking, everybody knows what is happening in the country today. And I'm not there to criticize any administration, but I could say things that are related to my personality, which I believe to be absolutely invidious, unfair, unjust, and I believe there was travesty in my case, in the sense that for a man that has served his country for 10 years, 20 years, so to speak, for me, I was able to suffer twice under the same regime. When I was in the police force, I was put to Padema prisons for nearly a year. For what? They say collaboration. With whom? I don't know. Was I indicted? No. Was I taken to court? No. Was I imprisoned? Yes, I was in prison. And I was released. I was only free to go back to the police department. So the same regime, you understand, when it came to power, and then chased me out of the country again. So I believe there is something that has a political connection into me being chased out of the country.
So
without understanding why.
many also the concerns of Sierra Leoneans, some set of Sierra Leoneans, they look and say some Sierra Leoneans they don't come outside of the republic, they don't come at the place of United Kingdom, United States, they don't able for further the education as that of you where you God don't bless you in so many areas them in terms of academia. Many they look and say people like yourself is a form of they intimidates possibly be like an intimidates the one that we may not have been had that opportunity where many of Ina gets. Could that be a possibility as well from your point of view?
Me intimidating people?
No, saying that the reason why the Kiwa muzzle some of Ina because
Oh,
of
okay.
yes.
Well, I don't know, because for as much as I can say, Khadija, it is the love of one's country that they drive somebody to go home from work for a country. And getting to become, educated in that country there, it depends on one's own volition. It's your choice if you choose to become educated to the extent to which I am.
Should it not be a blessing to our country instead of it being looked as a threat to one's selfish point of view?
Well, I don't know whether I'm posing threats. I don't know, to be honest with you.
No,
I don't
I'm
know.
asking you from your opinion. Do you not think that where we Sierra Leone brothers or sisters then go and get the type of education as an example of you and many others, should it not be a blessing to a country rather than being intimidated by that blessing?
It should be a blessing for the individual and a blessing for the country, particularly if your participation in trying to make the country go the direction where they go. It should be a blessing for the country as well. And I see no reason why if we invite intimidation by all standards.
Make we talk about your unfortunate experience from your submission with nearly a year in the Pademba Road maximum prison. What was that like?
It wasn't easy because I was there as a political prisoner. And political prisoners that are...
I think we lost your sound, sir. Can you hear me?
And
Wonderful. Okay.
it was in Clapton House that I was kept.
Okay.
Where probably Paulo is. So anybody were there and as a political prisoner, not a good experience at all where they get. Yes.
If you can name some of the challenges of the Pademba Road maximum prison, what are some of those challenges?
For not doing anything.
What are some of those challenges then for the one that we, for now we just kind of imagine what your days was like for that nearly 1 year experience.
I know they get you clearly. I don't know what.
Okay, I think we'll get to some sound issue. So now we take a quick break. We'll come right back. Sorry about that.
I don't know. I know they get you clear.
Yes, it seemed like you get a call in between. So because of that, you get some how you call them, the sound go off. So we'll come right back, sir.
See, I gotta go. say, Mom, this girl cause I'm not in me angel. And she used to love me, and I used to love her cause she's my first love. And then she's always by my side. Has never ever made me cry. Now in the girl where it make me smile. The kind of girl of my dreams. And then we promise to be together forever and ever. But one day it come away with a funny look on her face. And when I asked me, Angel, why? She said because she came to say goodbye. Cause tomorrow she'll be traveling. We said it go na London eh. Then she told me to be stronger. He promised me, say he go call her. It's been 6 years and since she left, but still I haven't heard her voice. I am going out, I'm going out, I'm going out to look for me, angel. I am going out, I'm going out, I'm going out to look for me, angel. I am going out, I'm going out, I'm going out to look for me, angel. I am going out, I'm going out, going out to look for me, angel. Now I'm sitting at this place, I just think about her pretty face and all the things that we used to do, including how I used to kiss her pretty lips. But right now I am so lonely, and it don't take, she still never called me. I don't know how to let her go when this is the time that I need her most. I can't sleep without me, angel. I can't stop missing me, and I can't go without me, angel. Now ain't not the woman for me. But right now I just
welcome back. Sorry for the wait. Yes, so Mr. Koroma, land back to Usai been there. I mean, they ask you waiting at that experience for now we go imagine waiting you go through during the time when you've been there, when you've been incarcerated for that nearly one year, almost 1 year.
Nearly, yeah. It's terrible. It was a terrible experience, quite a harrowing experience, really. And particularly, when you don't know what you do, you don't understand.
Yes, I do.
And then they incarcerate you for not doing anything.
Say that again.
You see how, for going incarcerate you for not doing anything, you see how painful it was. And we were plenty would have been incarcerated at the time. And I can tell you, say, if anybody had graduated from those allegations where them ascribed to we for say winner collaborators, then you could have actually gone in for treason. That's the best I could liken it. That would be the purpose for us to have been incarcerated. It was for the purpose of treason.
Wow.
But fortunately, they set up a commission who look into all of the allegations against us. We make some of those, they release me, you understand, without any difficulties at all. But that will happen. Yeah, because of that, I cannot choose for go back to the police department, Khadija, but not to be good experience at all in academic prisons. So I was there as a political prisoner. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we go back again to other serious allegation by Mr. Kholifa Koroma. You talk similarly, say, you talk about palace, and you also make an instance where you've been to stay at some point in your sister in home. I want you to take this opportunity for now you clear the hair in regards to that allegation of possibly having assets or money laundering, and the list goes on. Come on in, sir.
Khadija, wherever that information was coming from, it's pathetic. Because I'm not going to be so disingenuous as a Sierra Leonean or make a paint that kind of picture against a Sierra Leonean. You don't know, you're not Serbian, you've never met him. You don't know the personality of this person. And you don't know, how long you don't take out for building integrity for making not mess them up like that. To cut a long story short, I'm not going to house of this country. In fact, what is wrong for me? I can't stay with this one sister? Now me call them here. If Khadija go to America, feel for stay with her, I will stay with you. I've got so many of them in England, I've got so many of them in America. When I was studying in this country, and I get proof of evidence, I didn't get a 3-bedroom Victorian house. When I cancelled house, I was there for 10 years. But when I get the call for the country, I'm not able continuously for the pay, the council rent. I lost some after 3 years, so I don't go home. I lost some. I come to this country today, I don't get house. I don't get no council flats.
Thank you, sir. As a female, can you hear me?
I'm entitled to apply for them. Of course, I'm going to apply for it. It's a lot.
Okay. You there hear me well, sir?
Yeah, yeah.
Wonderful. As a feminist, to hear the word rape is a bitter pill to swallow, but to further attach it to your name, a man loved by many, one that have been blessed with countless or have occupied prestige position, many left baffled. Are you guilty of the allegation, sir? If not, please take this opportunity to clear the air.
First of all, the word guilty is too strong, for letting somebody make mention about as if I'm in court. But for want of explanation, I don't hear this rumor they float around since I came to the United Kingdom in 2018, so to speak. And that rumor only came about when I was demonstrating with my fellow Sierra Leoneans at number 10 in British Prime Minister's office. I see this information, this rumor that floats around saying, may don't ever rape somebody. Now CID for that matter, a public office for that matter. And the year where this so-called person mentioned, I don't even come like the police force yet. In 1987, I was not in the police department. I had finished from a college. You understand? Me can't join the police force 1989, 90, come out of train school. By the time it's in 1990, I had to go around till I can't end up in immigration. So I don't even understand this. It looks so strange. This is one of the strangest of all allegations as well, just as much as when they say, I own a palace in this country. Just as when they say, I sell passport to international trade. These are absolutely disingenuous allegations. It's not true. I don't even know this particular individual. I chose to keep sealed lips over it because there are lots of people who don't already fight the party on my behalf. So it's not true. DJ.
Thank you, and I want also apologize if I use a term where it might be offensive, but again, like I say, I want to ask critical questions for now. You take the opportunity for clear the hair, and then also, could it have possibly be that somebody they will look similarly to you, possibly maybe resemble your futures, or how we make something they try for connect the two possibly.
Well, and I give you a synopsis of the timelines. This rumor will go around. Allegedly, it should have taken place, according to Mary, in 1987. Me tell you, say 1987, I not joined the police force yet. You don't understand. I come out training school in 1989. So me not able to understand where this is coming from. 1989, I come out training school. And the time I come up that CID fully in 1990, when I was there as officer commanding forgery and frauds. First of all, I began with officer commanding anti-smuggling, then forgery and frauds. Now, forgery and frauds, they are there now, where they elevate me to officer commanding immigration, foreign nationals. So I don't know where this is coming from. True.
Thank you so much for answer the question. Thank you, sir. Thank you so very much. Looking at now we talk a little bit about the good, the bad, and the ugly of social media. How do we benefit from the good, and how can we best filter the good from that which is designed to send out deliberate, misleading, or smear campaign message?
Well, Khadija, you see, the social media platforms, how people want to use them. It could be platforms of destruction. They could use them as weapons of destruction, so to speak, to try and destroy, well-earned reputations of lots of people within the country or outside of the country. You could also use it beneficially for inform or give the proper information to people who will be very educated, where people can go able for benefit from. That could be a blessing. But when people want to take advantage of the use of the social media in a derogatory form, then it becomes absolutely unpalatable in its understanding of its use. So it's pathetic actually. But let people then not be able to use the social media platforms progressively for the development of the country, progressively for build the integrity of other people or social reputations of other people. And let me tell you something within the social media platforms they are capable. Today, even employers in the West, by the time they don't forgive the resume, they don't get everything about you, from Facebook. So the ones that are using the social media platform deliberately, they do them, or let them kind of like destroy your reputation. If not a blessing normal, it would be very difficult for the wider world to be able to accept you have a decent personality. And so it is surprising to see that even one way investigating at this country, a British man say, how dangerous is your country has become. We investigated you. We have not seen anything whatsoever. Why did they go involve somebody they will talk about in the tell the British government, thank you, because they don't drag the Comonami Palace, they're not taken. But where is the evidence of this palace? Where is it? And how did they lie to the British government? I'm here respectfully. I don't work with the British government. For 10 years, I do work with this country. And I'm respected by the British government. I work with the Home Office. I held several meetings with both of the ministers here. If I am all that nasty, I don't think so for being in this country peacefully.
Thank you, sir.
That's all I can do. Yep.
Thank you. So, given the obvious of all the allegation where you don't go through and then you don't go through investigation and you're still sitting here trying to answer critical questions. My next question would be is how do you cope, or within are you coping mechanism to the hateful things that you have been where they don't say about you the past few years from the time where you don't serve in the capacity where the various capacity where you don't serve? How do you cope, or what are your coping mechanism?
Me not a believer. I'm a very strong Christian. I used to be a Muslim before I became a Christian. And one thing that I know, as long as you believe in God, you trust in Him, you don't tell me, say, look, vengeance is mine. Not to you for retaliate for yourself, not to you for revenge. I don't take revenge on anyone. And secondly, I get huge patience. I look at how they born me, what the people can go through before they achieve some of.
Sorry, we lost you. We lost you. Your submission,
Then,
sir. Okay.
They go through.
Can you kindly back 30 seconds because not be there? I think you've been get some
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Did you get me now?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. And so secondly, I get huge patience. Not in no day, Khadija, where they worry me, particularly if it's not true. You don't understand.
Yes.
I just believe, say, in life, you've got to go through what you've got to go through. Some people then they pass through rugged footpath. Some that they pass through a straightforward footpath with no thorns, with nothing. But some, because they go through all of this, a testament to the fact that, look, there is a promise for you. So now that make I'm not able to make now coping mechanism that, and I strongly believe say, because I am really the kind of person I want to become, and that make another make nothing worry me at all. You know, the even make me become emotionally weak, and the more I become strong. Because by the way I escaped another country, the child reached there. If it hasn't been for the will of God, it would have been something different, Khadija. So I'm fine. I'm absolutely good on that.
So many go wonder, maybe you have thick skin, but how do your wife and your children cope with such allegation or
Yes,
allegations?
my wife affects me hugely because you know me very well. You know, say me not a thief man, I'm not corrupt. Because if I was a corrupt individual, at the time I meet with my wife, they go don't know. And not do anything that is impossible. I'm not agree. The administration as chief immigration officer, except if they don't want to talk the truth. That was what earned me a commander of the Order of the Rokel. That now one of the highest honors where they will decorate you with by the president of the country because of the performances. You know. So they're not taking and make anything and just believe say there's not political intimidation. And they accept them as it is and then trust in the leadership as a husband and as a father. They begin them all accept them wholeheartedly. Again, it began in England, you know. So therefore, I'm pretty sure that they understand what you know me, and none not take offense at all. I just say, look, that's the way it is. And my wife will so trust me. I mean, pillar, you understand, of support. She's in Ghana. He's a lawyer like me. You know, it's a go law school just like a go law school, so that people then will know it. If it's not because of waiting to happen, so me and for the one we private practice and Sarah Leo, both of them be both of them as comfortable partners. But I trust her that a pillar of support because of waiting happened. He choose not for even work in the country. He said, let me fight the battle with my husband. And I believe in her and I stay with her. And that's how it is, Khadija.
Thank you, sir. So now I want to read some of the unfortunate statements, like I say when I disseminate the flyer today. Then it will link we to your work history, where I want to go categorically. For now, you go take me back down to memory lane in terms of your experience with that. My sister left for promote people them with damaged salon. And then so another one say she need help. Another one say not a lawyer, but I know say the lawyer party already clarified that. I want to start now. Now we go to you experience as programmer officer at SLBS TV. What was that experience like?
When I come out in the sixth form, now they employ me in Sierra Leone Broadcasting Service Television. By then, it was not SLBC. And some of the colleagues, they're still there, even if they're not in SLBC again. One is Ivan Thomas, where at the time he came and I can be impeached in journalism. Now we all be working. I am now SLBC. Diego Bangira, Combat Tondone. These are a few examples I already give you. Just about the time when I finished sixth form, I go work. And then subject me into very rigorous training. We get for do with news reading, news writing, etc., etc. And the year the week where they supposed to appear at the television for read national news that weekday, as a result of me being frustrated because I don't see any future. Now that institution there. I had to leave. I didn't take me go from a college straight away. I left the job.
Thank you. Now we talk about the year 1988 through 1998. You obviously serve in the capacity as in the police service, and you go up to the point of superintendent. I want to talk about that experience. What was it like, and what are what's your duties and assignments to Sierra Leone?
It's a good one. It's quite hard an experience as well, because when you come on a training school, it's a rigorous training, and you cannot get for go all through the rounds. Then after that, the headquarters get for now SIDOM, because we're about, I don't know the number of graduates we didn't come away join. I think probably we were over 12, so to speak. So after we don't go through the rounds, the headquarters administration gets for SIDOM. They say, okay, we need about 8 of the graduates there, but go fill in vacancies of officer commanding. And I happened to be one of those. I think it was in the days of Inspector Generals, Stanley, when are now late. And what's unequal, these are all late people. You know, Esther Bengura, these are all late people. So I was chosen, you know, as one of those who fulfilled the vacancy as officer commanding immigration. So I did immigration. For 1 year as officer commanding foreign nationals, then they transfer me for go ahead the immigration department at Lungi. The very week I land at Lungi, the very week I get a call from the British government, from the British Council, say I have been selected for a course for custody in England, forensic sciences, fingerprint science, etc. So I benefited from that offer. I can study that program, then in England, I return. So when I return, you know, I go join the service. I mean, I just go back to work, you know. So the experience of the police force, it teach me one thing, that if you want to be a very sound, a very good police officer, we are working with the people, we have to be sincere, not allow the power of the position we get follow you into unlawful things. The consequences of it all in the nearest future will be very nasty. But I made huge amounts of friends. I made lots of friends, you know, when I began at the police department throughout the 10 years, you know. So that's
Wonderful. How do you describe your working style?
generally, or like the police department or wherever I've worked for.
That specific department.
Well, naturally speaking, I manage with the people. I believe in the management with the people than managing the people. What am I saying? When I was a chief immigration officer, everybody understood this. That's when I was there. I gave every single opportunity to every single personnel, except if you are not for make the best use of that. I took over an institution where they laid down the door drops. It was clear. The handiwork, the legacies, they're still there. I allowed the one that were ready for go school, you know, for make them go school. I encouraged them. Today I get members of staff who don't get bachelor's degrees, some they don't get master's degrees. I instilled the spirit of competition amongst them. Everybody wanted to go for further studies, because Namigo introduced the concept of upward mobility in that entity. Everything was static. Nobody was mobile. Everybody just been fight for what it egg out for the day, you know, depriving people. You understand? I not get any defense for give to people where they make accusations for say people who don't go destroy Sierra. I know say me out of Kholifa Koroma. Naturally speaking, I worked in the best interest of the country. I don't care what people feel about me, but God, we creates me, no say me and one by the people that we don't work in that country. They genuinely, if all that been so corrupt, Khadija, to God, like you said, they had today, for me, still the type of people still are the right. But now, boss, now in Kholifa Koroma, they take. You don't understand? I do go wherever I want to go. So, but one thing that I know about Sierra Leone, once you hold a position, believe you me, they don't classify you as one of the Alibabas of the country. It's pathetic, to be honest with you. And this make lots of the colleagues that we don't see, we respect with. We don't see how they deal with, how they treat with. We make them out for go again at that country for go for themselves. So they prefer, for good practice then trade with them online. It's frustrating for work for that country there.
Yeah.
That's honestly.
I apologize.
And I can tell you, one thing that I could tell you about the current, head of state, Mr. Madagio. The only time I came to know him was November 2017. Me and him by coincidence we meet na Air France with the travel go Sierra Leone. Me don't first enter and occupy, I think the third row of the business class. Then came in this gentleman. But we meet up 3 times with the look at each other. I don't know me. I said, excuse me. I said, I see you, they look at me. Who are you? Now I say, Bio. Now I say, Madam Bio. Say, yes, of course. I say, okay. They say, what about you? I say, I'm Kholifa. I say, oh. I say, the chief immigration officer. I say, yes. They say, Fatima. They say, meet with the chief immigration officer of Kholifa. They say, this is a very strict disciplinarian. He tell me one thing at the plain way. It didn't me how today. I say, my brother. I say, not so. I said, that country, when you are strict as you are, they say, a bad person. So one thing that I am actually, happy about is the fact that the head of state of that country recognized how disciplined, how decent I am. So if anything happens like what happened today, so honestly, I can tell you this. I can never fault him for what happened. Probably, I was very much quick to speak as to what had transpired between me and the administration, where probably it could don't create some kind of unsavory situation between me and them. I make some people and take great exception to that. You don't understand. We make them get for beauty and get for well in the country. But I'm just as absolutely proud, and I'm a proud man as I sit here and say, serving my country, whether they pay me for my services, and I was paid in foreign currency converted to leons, and I was on contract. And I'm me and the person we use my own brain to make I go able for establish bilateral immigration functioning between me, your institution, and the entire bed of continental Europe, England, and the United States of America. And the government of Sierra Leone never spent a penny on me. Whilst they do all them numerous travels that they want to travel. But at the countries themselves, that they take responsibility with me and the person a day on record. So I don't see any reason why I would do anything wrong. Where go cause me for that suffer the effects of financial improprieties in the country. That's all.
The word disciplinarian, many go curious as to who that instill such value in you.
Well, I'm family with people. I was born to a very disciplined family. And I was brought up by a former police officer, now late, a product of both Cooper. The one in the until I come to the fatherland, I had to go through an iron hand of discipline and all that. So I grew up with it. It is part of me. It's in me. It in the DNA as a strict and a disciplined personality.
From your submission, can one describe your working skills in that department, the police, being around the police service, as one way they empower and not an individual way they micromanage? Or do you have better adjective for it?
I tell you what, when I was, the only time that I enjoyed full leadership of a national institution was when I was contracted by President Dr. Kholifa Koroma as Chief Immigration Officer. And I can tell you, there is nothing I could say against Kholifa Koroma in terms of him having meddled in the affairs of my leadership in the immigration department. First of all, I might not get that belief for say we give each other if we interfere. He has never interfered, never asked of any favor for help anybody, because he knows him in a very strict discipline area. And with strict discipline, make a fallout with the Lebanese community. I'm not afraid for talking today, I'm not afraid for talking tomorrow. I fell out with even most of my colleagues, you understand, where they interfere with the immigration service. So I've always been at loggerheads with ministries like the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Office of National Security, etc., the Lebanese community, the press, etc. I considered myself to be so unbreakable that I'm not a break protocols for that please anybody, not even the president we contract with for that country. So I don't go for it at all. I was a man of myself. My leadership style was actually based on the principles of transparency, accountability, and discipline. And that was why I left the immigration service the way I left it. Now, me moved the institution from the decrepit building maybe there to where it is today, you know, and so many other things that I've done under my leadership. And I trust and I believe posterity will judge.
Thank you, sir. During the year of 1998 through 2000, you've been worked for United Nations as an observer mission in Sierra Leone. Now we talk about that experience and how did you came about for get that job there? I know you've been touched on it briefly, but I want to go back again and rewind.
When I come out of prison, I say I know one thing. That time the Charles Magai was by then the Minister of Internal Affairs under the regime of Tijan Kaba. So he gathered all of us where then we don't go in prison unlawfully. Charles Magai, a very respectable man, in my respect. He apologized, first of all, on behalf of the government for the unlawful incarceration to us, the senior police officers. They said, make we go back to work, but I chose not to go back to work. Incidentally, one or two people that wish me well, we come on a jail. And they say, there's a job where they advertise the United Nations. But already there has been lots of applicants when and apply. Some don't even take the exam. But this past weekend, he said, nevertheless, he said, the international staff, the way they conduct the exam, they say, one of them, I'm a friend. I want to make you go, make I give you in details, go meet him. Say, you're interested in the job. He say, but you said, go take the exam. And I go meet the guy, and I say, yes. He say, we don't already conduct the exam, but this first way, say, make you can meet me, our friend, and you don't talk to me how you professional. I believe in a place for. So you said, can't make you can't try your luck. There are about over 115 candidates, you understand, we apply for it. You know, just imagine me come on a jail. So now they gave me 6 full scap papers. Now they said to they call the exam. After I finish, you understand, now they go read all my answers and all the rest of it. Believe me, Khadija, I was one of those where they shortlisted for the position. 4 of us were shortlisted for the position. All of a sudden, I did a date where they go now face-to-face interview. At the time, Francis Okello was the special representative of the Secretary General of the United Nations. 4 panelists at the day for that interview. Khadija, me will last go and take the exam. Now me impress the panelists. Now me beat them all on the interview. Now me get the job. That's how I got the job. And waiting at this job, I'm responsible for the flight with the United Nations helicopter, the countrywide, and they do an analytical, approach towards within the Secretary General need in terms of the security of the country. And professionally, I did my job. And we too, we did go do immigration, the security assessment. Me with one General Shito, when a military general, when an Indian. The final thing the return, when we submit reporting, million reports where they give a full of verifiable evidence as to the fact, as to what is happening on the ground. So most of the time, Francis Okello, it accepts me on reporting than the General Shiso Ayon haphazard report to me, they give her. So that was why I became the darling, of the head of the United Nations Chief of Administration at the time. As a result of that, now then self come with the applications for me. I do the application, they fall down in New York for me. I go in as an international staff, but because of the pressure and instability, like I did say, I had to resign. I can't study.
So when you've been there, they work in that capacity. Give me some for like now we imagine what it be entails.
Well, like I told you, you they assess the security situation of the whole country.
Okay.
That's not one. Now when all the international staff, that will get a standing United Nations army in Sierra Leone, more than anywhere else in the world at that time. That time, in the time of Kofi Annan. You understand? So now me, they're responsible for they give first-hand briefing. So they all really come from different parts of the world. Showing them the areas that were dangerous from the areas that were not dangerous, the one that were not no-go zones, and they put them up at the blackboard and they give them a thorough briefing so that they will understand. See, that particular end of the country is dangerous. It's still infested with rebels and things like that. Thirdly, Nami they entrust with the responsibility for providing accommodation for them all who side them to look safe. Fourthly, Nami also will take the responsibility for all the warehouses outside property then they look after them. To the point that even when the rebels then strike, what we call the security emergency plan, Nami prepare as to how will they escape with all the international staff, the essential staff them all. Move them come on the country, get and go like Conakry. And we will be left, now be just 8 national staff will be in charge. Now be the head, that particular 8-man team where they protect all the United Nations property. And guess what? When Kofi Annan visited the country, now it meets the Bel Air Park, the headquarters where they burn later they destroy. Now it meets, we shook hands together. And I give them all the briefings at the time. The only regret I get, a photograph as they will carry. They promise for send photographs of the dialogue, of the briefing, Kofi Annan at the time. But when they reach New York, they forget they're not break. I will probably be the one, me say we don't let for can study. So, in a nutshell, these are my responsibilities that I was actually executing at the time.
Thank you. So 10 years in this one where they can mention now, in the period of 2008 through 2018, Dublin Chief Immigration Officer and Statutory Director of Sierra Leone Immigration Service and the National Tourist Board. I want to talk on that, but before we go that, now take a quick break with the camera right back, and I thank you. And I thank you for the patience. We are back. Yes, sir. I've been just wanting you take me to a trip down memory lane. You work in them areas and they for 10 years. What was that experience like? And then we can go further from there. Welcome back, sir.
Okay. Now a bittersweet experience. Sweet in the sense that it's quite a trying moment for me. For the first time for me, I had such a sensitive security institution. no matter how I look at immigration, it's a security apparatus because they're responsible for the borders of the country. They have to protect the country, both air, land, and sea. All of their responsibilities, and they get them. And again, because I was a chief immigration officer, I get a vital role for play in determining.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think you get an interruption again. We lost you sound. So now are you there? It looks like you get some interruption, eh? Sorry, sir. I think we'll go backwards. Will they take a quick break? It seemed like you don't lost your sound. They get interrupted. Okay. They come right back, guys. And I thank you for your patience. Okay, let me just do this. And I welcome back. Okay. Go ahead, sir. Not say they say one or two things, but the line not be allow you. The interruption.
Yeah, you asked me when I give you a brief description as to the responsibilities in my 10 years as chief immigration officer and statutory director of National Tourist Board, right?
Yes, sir.
So I've been trying to say these dual functions where they carry almost at the same time as chief immigration officer and the statutory director of the National Tourist Board. The reason why statutory director of National Tourist Board and because of the role we play and the national tourism as somebody where they help for determine the extent to which tourism is to be encouraged. And of course, if tourism is to be encouraged in the country, it takes an immigration policy where we really go encourage people to come to the country on tourist basis, for make them not see the country as a country that is tax ridden, where they make people then not able to come to the country because of the expense that we then get to undergo, through the purchase of visas. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, through the purchase of visas. So I've been carrying them two responsibilities there together, And as chief immigration officer, there's quite a lot of things that I believe through policies are not able to achieve. First of all, we'll try in my own days for me to decentralize, although resources are not being there really for build, the immigration outfits of the country, but we're able to decentralize them at the major provincial district headquarter towns, and also we try for make we get a mark of identity by introducing the wearing of uniforms, gray, etc., things like that, will always make us very unique in the eyes of the public and the eyes of foreigners when they come to the country. And of course, the introduction of the e-passports. Launched the e-passport in the country, and today we see how Sierra Leone become compliant with ICAO because, there was a regulation before this time for say that every member of the ICAO has to be, every membership, that the ICAO gets for them adopts, the issuance of e-passport from 2020. And we were right ahead of time at the time where I get to convince the government will go into e-passports. And today, Sierra Leone successfully use biometric passports without anyone. And these are, because of their interoperability, these travel documents will completely recognize the whole world. Khadija, you hear me?
Yes, we hear you quite clear. We hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's right.
Wonderful. Yes. Good.
So we also see the passenger information registration system at the international airport. Well, during Minister Tarali time, actually, it supports it really for MEC we introduced the passenger information registration system at the country, where MEC will get a secure report today, where you can install those outfits at the international airports. And the very significance of the introduction of that PIRS system, it helped towards, getting to know, statistically speaking, the number of passengers then from different parts of the world or different parts of the country where they come in and out of the country, so that we'll be able to give statistical analysis or data as to different nationals where they come and sail back and forth. And it also help the country in different ways for them to be able to track down, those passengers coming in and out will get international, criminal records behind them, because that system they pick all that. So now during midterm, all of those, reforms or changes were done on the immigration system. So. So many other things, I believe. This just, in brief, what's I've done this so far with the immigration service in the country.
Wonderful. So I want now we go further to also some of your law experience. Now we talk a little bit about it. What's have been the experience between the year 2011 and 12, where basically you earn your barrister at law?
Yeah. I went to law school. Look, in fact, it was purely at the result of my own personal ambition, because I didn't know, say, the job where I get as a contract, you understand, it get for come to an end at some future time, maybe no. And when I finish the LLM degree here, I don't go for the PhD, I don't gain admission. I told you I was approached, by Dr. Koroma. And I let go put I say, you don't plan plenty do for us. I say, come you can help well go around the country. I aim to make a drop a PhD program. Where I go. And when I go, I really look at and say, the volatility of politics in Africa is such that you not get to depend on the regimes. The regime thing can happen if people call. And the reason why I never get the opportunity for make a do the legal practice course, that is the solicitor's course or the barrister's course, Diana, because they don't be interfered with the invitation for that to become the chief immigration officer. So because of that, I choose to go to the law school in Sierra Leone. So let people understand the reason. Choose to go law school in Sierra Leone. So I go do my barrister at law. When I finish, I start in 2011 and I finish at 2012. And there's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. When I'm one of the very good students at the time, despite I not even get time set for that 10 to 20. But most of the time I travel out. But I worked so hard with befriending compatriots they would look for custody, to the point that year they would get too many failures. But Kholifa Koroma went successfully, without any proper medicals.
Wonderful.
So when I finished, the law officers department, now they are going to make pupillage. Anybody will doubt that, they're going to find out. Your wife said, we don't they do pupillage. I was at the same time going to court, you understand, to go see how the procedures, operationalities of court system, etc., from the law to the high court, until I finish, I get the legal certificates, where they call it legal practice certificates, signed by the Council of Legal Education. That's how I became a legal practitioner of the High Court of Sierra Leone.
Wonderful.
You don't understand?
Yes, sir.
And as I plan to return home, I'm going to set up my chambers. The one they will doubt to lawyers. Let them come hire me, like it's the money.
So with 2003 to 2006, now we talk about you attending the London Metropolitan University where you earn your LLB. Let's take a trip down that, sir.
But that's a straightforward program, because when I finished it, you know what? The ambition made me, as I finished my Master of Science degree in Leicester University, as you look at the order, straight away and I'll come back. You don't understand?
Yes.
So, as an undergraduate student, actually, I get a bursary as an undergraduate student. By the time the 2003 to 6 reach, I don't get the LLB honors. Straight away, I know it's time. They take me at the LLM program.
Yeah.
By the time the 1 year I don't finish the LLM program.
Yeah. Wonderful.
So the thing go.
Wonderful.
And international comparative business law.
Wonderful. Now we talk about 2018 through 2019, where you work as legal officer, advisor, in London. Now we talk about that experience a little bit.
Yeah, and it's short-lived actually. In fact, it was better that I got that contract as well, because I think to say I ain't supposed for them, I ain't supposed for them quieten the undercurrents at the time when they say, oh, they no arrest him, oh, he didn't jail, oh, he didn't court. How could I have arrived on the 3rd of October in this country under investigation, and I started work on the 1st of November 2018, just about a month. You understand?
Yes.
At Asium Consulting Services. That was where I was as a legal officer for 8 months, and the contract finished.
I see. Okay.
That's that.
So how been that experience though? What's you gonna say about that experience?
Just the same experience as a lawyer. Review contractual documents, you give legal advice, you arrange, the writings of contracts and things like that. It's just the usual things that they know, and you're the interface between the company and the clientele, and things like that. So just the usual stuff that they say. But it helps to build up your credentials, you don't understand, both as a solicitor and as a barrister. So the reason why now I don't get the right for practice, now I don't get the right of audience now because now the Sierra Leone Law School now that do me bad, and I cannot get the right of audience to England. Alright?
See.
Good. But if now I do not do me bad before I go, then I'll get the right of audience. So that's the difference between me and Mr. Paolo. Mr. Paolo in barristership now, he will do barristership there.
Well, thank you again for waiting before you go further. Thank you again for clarifying that, because that man in sacrifice we make towards in academic achievements. Then one question so I'm glad that you attest to that, because we want to remain credible. Then we challenge them as well. Obviously, is it deliberate? Absolutely, even when the obvious is there. But so thank you. I want to go further on that. Now you expand on that a little bit.
Well, listen, you see, Khadija, we get problem in our country.
How to get? Absolutely.
We came to know too much about Khadija, but we don't know her.
Yes, I like that.
What is the disease that is actually?
I love that.
It as a cankerworm. Papa gets a master's degree by this country, and Naya Polo do in BL at the Inns of Courts. He's a barrister.
Yes.
I remember when I finished the barristership at Sierra Leone, Then he came as a Minister of Internal Affairs, I was Chief Immigration Officer. And I said, sir, I say for the future, we do like family said don't do. Let's fight to a minister for going at the law school now for make you get to buy such so that tomorrow now, after all these things go down, they go back into practice. Now I say, Kholifa, I say, I finished mine in England. I'm not going to go sit down in a class there again for nobody. Fair enough. You don't understand?
Yeah.
So that was the difference between me and Paulo. They finished being a senator because I had wanted to practice in my country. And I would expect for Kana again. In done your Naya, because Naya did the practice for pick up a job.
So even
So
though,
you buy it.
yeah, many go be curious as to even though then we now then we will master back then, they still not they recognize we how you call them we accomplishments them back home obviously from what you they say, right?
Of course, yeah.
So if you were to you want go back again and do that part today, how long it will take you?
Not 1 year. Not 1 year.
Okay.
Not 1 year.
So
In
is
fact,
it
let me tell you something. When I come,
yeah.
this is pathetic. When I come, as I did finish that 8 months contract now, Asia. Now I get an admission. Lincoln University. Was I for going to a higher graduate diploma for the teaching of law? You don't understand? I have been admitted already. I don't go through all the processes. Now, one thing in just done there for me, I go begin. At the time, we were waiting and call the disclosure barring system, the DBS. That they look into you in and out for see whether or not you get a criminal record. Internally in the entire United Kingdom, my records are absolutely fantastic. I don't get no criminal record. I've never been to court, nothing absolutely. But all within the DDS they want, like a police clearance from Sierra Leone, Khadija.
So sad.
I will refuse. They couldn't send it for me. It is sad to even mention some of my friends. Anybody who talk, hey, they say, Dande, Namande, it affects the government, we're not for their police clearance. You don't understand?
Yeah.
Because of that, I not go to the university.
So while you they here to clear the hair, quote unquote, it affects the government. Please make it clear: are you fighting the government or not?
I am not a dissident to start with. How can I fight against the government? The only thing I probably I was mistaken because to start with, Khadija, I studied in the Democrats world, all right, and for all as I know, even as a chief immigration officer, I was allowing people, my personnel, to criticize me if I went wrong. Okay, I could not move to they looked upon with bad eyes if actually I should come up plain to say, look, this thing that has happened to me was wrong. If I criticize and I condemn them, it's considered to be the regulatory attacks on the government. Therefore, this person fights against the government. No, it's unfair. It's absolutely invidious for me say waiting really hurtful, and then it's misinterpreted because they fight against the government. I'm not fighting against the government. No ways.
Thank you. I want to talk about you. Obviously, behold, so many. You were blessed to be for serving so many countless capacity. I want to know you share with me within the best within all the one in the, or if you get more than one, within the best experience where you get in all them areas then the way you work, from immigration officer and the list goes on.
Khadija, first of all, I want to tell you this. I am a darling to the legal profession. I love the legal profession. It's not so I could give you an example of a Nigerian American where in Papa a professor of medicine, where one of the teaching professors of medicine in Nigeria, born in Pekin, Again, at King's College, one of the best universities in Nigeria. Recently, I think you might have heard of it. Then at the business world in America. When this fellow finished, he came to Oxford to study. We done Oxford, they go to Harvard at the time where they not even take somebody who not to national of the United States of America. This guy was admitted into Harvard. And they go study law and master's degree in business administration. Guess what? He only practiced for 9 months only. 9 months only.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Muhammad.
Today, in one of the strongest.
Yeah. Sorry for the interruption. Go ahead. Finish up.
Business people in America. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, sir. Mr. Muhammad Malik. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for your question. Sorry I interrupt you, Mr. Kholifa. So, one of the other one that I've been sent invitation to not so long ago, where I've been make reference of some of the concerns that we they give. Now this platform, Mr. Muhammad Malik, but you not ever respond to me message inbox. You question if this platform not only for APC politician. After this, me doing the interview, I go continue on with some critical statements that I will make. But for answer your question, you already don't know the answer, and I know once they be in politics here, such statements is designed to divide we as a nation, and you know what in this platform stand for. Every Sierra Leonean is given invitation to come here. Would that decide for honor the invitation and trust themselves and strong enough for say then they face Sierra Leonean for answer critical question as that of which I'm giving to Mr. Kholifa today, for now it take the opportunity for clear the doubts in the hair for doubts of Sierra Leoneans. I believe say I have given that equal opportunity to every Sierra Leonean, including SLPP, APC, C4C, NGC, and the list goes on. So any political party would decide say Sierra Leoneans are not good enough, or because they don't want to answer challenging question of Sierra Leoneans, then I have no control over that. If it be say na NGC, na APC, C4C, Unity Party, where they all don't kanaya so, then willing for face Sierra Leonean and answer critical question, they're always more than welcome to come here, including you yourself, despite the fact that you are a strong supporter of the Sierra Leone People's Party. So please no, we'll not continue for take the message of the First Lady, where I don't already question, I don't answer today for debunk the deliberate efforts for discredit me or the platform. Thank you, sir. Sorry for the interruption, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just listening. I'm just waiting. Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
I know, say we missed some. I believe say we don't land, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
wonderful. You get the opportunity for work for the former president, Dr. Ines Koroma, where you make and clear say during the time we've been ready for continue on with your PhD, it call you say now in a calm down, now you come home and join hands with him for move Salon forward. Make us start with that first. Do you ever regret that decision? Can you hear me, sir?
Somebody.
I know you did get some interruption.
I can hear you. Can you hear me as well?
Yes, sir.
No, I'm not.
Okay, you're not the area. Okay, so it seems like you get an interruption.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you clear. I don't know if you hear me.
No, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Wonderful. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So,
what I'm saying.
Yes.
Khadija, lots of people get for yield to them being approached by a man of stature of that kind. Without the mean, you know, just a student at the time, or make the approach you by the president of the country, even before he became president. He categorically make a promise, this bobo, if I win the administration, at one time they wonder why they can't take for me to lead the country. It's because I've had good news about the fact that when he was in the police department, like a very strict young man, Khadija, what else could I have asked for really without me really knocking on the doors of anyone for a job? Then God blessed this man, God answered him. He won the elections. and just by a telephone call, you don't understand, I'm in Sierra Leone. You know, what a blessing to make a go from a country. And I don't get no regrets at all for work for Sierra Leone. Look, Khadija, let people feel how they have to feel. Sierra Leone and Sierra Leoneans are haters of themselves, are haters of their colleagues, haters of their friends. That's who we are. And it's because of this disdainful attitude of us, the Sierra Leoneans, who in the country, now they go before. And now they shy away from that fact at all. Look, if Khadija is a nice person, let me say so, even if I don't know you, even if I don't get anything to do with you. But don't say, oh, that Kholifa word in an arrogant fellow that simply boiled in from local they feel to say I ain't do that. Because these are the comments I've been hearing about myself. Say he's arrogant. Yeah, well, I'm arrogant because you don't know me. You know, I don't owe you a single penny. You don't owe me any single penny. So your description of me of being this or that, it not affect me in any way. In any way. A person can get any kind of opportunities and they one in every one's lifetime. I have been opportunity to serve my country in the capacity as Chief Immigration Officer for 10 years. I think I have no regrets and I'm very proud of that.
Mr. Kholifa, given the obvious of who we are as Sierra Leonean, not all, but when someone, many a time, could it possibly be if somebody they on the category of being conservative, somebody they in the category of being quiet, somebody they in the category of speaking differently, compared to the norm. In the example of myself, leaving the Republic at a very tender age, so America's all I know, but I love my salon. So with God and blessing, and not forget me salon, I still continue to try my best for make sure say I connect with me salon. So could it possibly be because of in the case of you go to England, you further your education. In the case of Mr. What's in this man name in England, or let's say Dr. Samura Matthew Wilson Kamara and many others where God be don't give them that opportunity for go outside of the Republic, then don't go study, then further the education. Even within Sierra Leone, I can always say we all get an accent. The Timini person getting your accent, Madingo getting accent, Fula getting accent, Mende getting accent. But unfortunately, we see a lot of this. Could it possibly be the fact that somebody is conservative, a quiet, get the word discipline because of in background, they can conclude or the misconception they come in for say this person is proud. What's in your take on that, sir?
The misconception, Khadija, that's the misconception. And we not come to can learn book at this country for can be with man. Already a that man. But I think he have to be tapped on the shoulder for having done extremely very well. When you can study in other countries there, the majority of the one they own at the end of class are British people and English people. But you able for, keep your head above waters. And I think if work twice as hard for make you get half as much academically, it not going to happen. You don't understand? Mm-hmm. So therefore, it's unfortunate that people then go look at you because they feel to say, oh, this boy don't go study in anger, he looks so conservative, he looks so calm, he looks so cool, No, it's an intermixture of his socialization throughout the community study in this country and of the upbringing. You don't have to be blamed for that at all. You don't understand? You don't have to be blamed for that. But people then just full of hate and grudge and malice. Oh, why should he speak like that? Or why should he walk like that? Or why should he all the time keep on dressing like that? Have the excuse. There is nothing wrong for that person carry on going the way we want to carry yourself, we will earn you maximum respect. I don't wear rags when I go to the office for go up. At least when they look at you and get for no say, this man, he really, really, or this woman, he really look like how he look like. It's natural. So if you have been misconstrued by being arrogant, or say, I'm from me, because if you say like this, I'm sorry about that. But that's just the way it could be, DJ.
Thank you, sir.
So,
You don't get the opportunity for work with the former president. How do you describe him? Personality-wise, working ethic, and the list goes on.
if President Ernest Koroma had not even confronted me in this country, had not even approached me, if President Koroma had not given me a job to go and work for my country, let me just look at him at a distance. You don't understand. I think I would have actually.
I think with a break. So we'll take a quick break. We'll come right back.
Lend credence to what President Obama.
I'm sorry. Sorry, can we go 1 minute backwards? Or 30 seconds backwards. We've been lost you. So we'll not be there with you. Sorry, sir.
Can I come back?
Yes,
okay?
yes. The volume been low.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Okay. If President Koroma not approached me in the United Kingdom for the work for my country, you don't understand. If I had not gotten a job under his administration, let me say I've been a look at him from a distance. I think waiting for the use as part of the assessment about him as to whether or not he's a good leader. I would think I already come out from the words of President Obama when Ernest Koroma was in the United States of America and the United Nations Conference, and then after that, he was invited, one of the few, heads of state from Africa where Obama invited at the White House. And the kind of things Obama I heard him say about him, I think that he don't do for make and no say. He is an upright gentleman, fundamentally a man that is good for the country. He meant good for Sierra Leone, not least because of all of what Obama had said, but even from watching people when they talk about him, even if I'm not in the system, I definitely for them they look at the man for say now one of the men where that country they need for make Sierra Leone go before. So I believe say he's a very good man. I believe he's a very good president, and I believe say in presidency have done a lot for the country. And I believe say where truth is concerned, President Koroma must be given the respect he deserves. I'm not saying this because a Koroma and I'm a Koroma. We're not related. Then I put lock on me come out, and I'm a Kenny come out. But if anybody did do the right thing, I give for praise. And he asked me as to waiting, President Dio to do away fine. I will also talk about that. This means to say because he's from the south and from the north, I will cram down. No. But I told you when we met in the plane, the kind of good things that we changed between me and him. I spoke about that. That's just me. So I think Ernest Koroma is a very good guy. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. What you wish for Sierra Leone? You wish and hope.
The wish for Sierra Leone. Right now, as I.
Okay, we lost you again, sir. The volume.
Again, it is so verifiable evidence.
Sorry, sir. We lost you. Now take a quick break. We'll come right back. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
of lovers holding hands in sweet romance all around the world. And to every boy and girl here today, join me in this happy song. Just dance away. People young and old, sing your songs untold. Till someone comes along, get it on, just get it on. Let me hear you say,
And I welcome back. And I'll say I've been ask you about you wish and hope for Salon. So come back in, sir.
Yes, Khadija, like I mean, say, the wish for that country is that I go like for see the southeast and the north-south, northwest divide become thinner and thinner and thinner every now and again, every day.
Wonderful. Yeah.
If
So
that, southeast and northwest divide that will become thinner, it will become thinner. You believe in me, instead of we build walls, we will build bridges. You don't understand.
yes.
And when we build bridges, it's easy for me to be able to access to any part of the country without any problem, because all within in the know as a mark of identification is that we are all Sierra Leoneans. Khadija, my wife, is from the south. Okay? I didn't get married. I'm not going married in the south for nothing, but because of political reasons that I love my wife. I like her, naturally speaking. If I ain't catch my eyes, I care less whether I come out Cameroon or Timbuktu, I will just marry you. Because I see the chemistry between me and her, and it will work. So I will look forward to that, to them kind of days of it, to go forget about all these kinds of tribalistic and regionalistic sentiments and bring Sierra Leone together so that we all will be brothers and sisters, not look for hate for himself. But Kabal once said that this country get bad hearts. The people in this country get bad hearts. They don't die today. Honestly, I was in England when he uttered that kind of sentimental expression, and I'm pretty sure it affects him so much so that he get for pull him out. And when I go Sierra Leone, believe in me, it evidently clear for see how bad-hearted Sierra Leoneans are. And even the exhibition that people in control can see them. And the hope for the country after me wish is that I the hope for make the leaders there. The leader. When I'm talking about leaders, I'm talking about the present leaders and the future leaders. Make them get lessons learned from other countries here. Like Paul Kagame, Rwanda. You don't understand. Take an example of an African country that I've been surprised to see today how Rwanda don't look like. Like Ghana, this I don't go often and often. So if we see how the Ghanaians they love themselves, haven't they got tried to got them? But they are not as distinctly as bad as it is in our country. And the leading is showing me that's my hope. I see that the leaders, let them look take examples from afar, they can develop Sierra Leone. So that we can ask me tomorrow, what's in this country all the time. Yeah. That's the hope for the
From your submission, we always have been known for people that way tolerant. We always basically don't cross boundaries. Meaning, what I mean by that is that we don't ever look wouldn't a timini, wouldn't a mende, wouldn't a Yolonka, you say love not gets any boundary per se. You fall in love with Suzanne, then go for Suzanne. In the example of let's say the former president, Madam Sia Nyamakoroma, and her husband, in the example of Dr. Samura Wilson, Matthew Kamara, himself married in the South. What do you think went wrong? Where did it all went wrong? Where now we're speaking now, or more of like on a tribal lines, where ever be an issue when it comes to it, religious tolerance too, where Christmas come, I can say the Muslim then they celebrate with their brothers and sisters, and when pray they come with this, with they celebrate with with Muslim brothers and sisters. But waiting, you believe safe from you, your own opinion, where did it go wrong, or waiting happen? If you have any clue, if not, we can go to the next.
I believe the good thing about Sierra Leone is religious tolerance. That's very good. And I think to say we were able to lend the page to countries where they face this kind of religious, internecine wars, then we learn the page from Sierra Leone on that. We are a religiously tolerant country. But politically, that's where the problem lies.
I apologize. I apologize. I did get couple concern for if they can call. You guys can call, but please limit it to very short question and not engage the line too much. Yeah. I apologize, sir. Go ahead, sir. But before I call to, while you answer that, sir, I want to ask you another question added to that. Forgive me on the interruption. The one where we want to ask is, when we see the Mabohande, where it geared towards the Limba, we see the, how you call what's in the Mendeyon? I forget what's in the Nicola again. If you remember, in our place item, Tegloma, yes. The Madingo usai the mami get towards where I've been kind at the young age. My daddy can so welcome them, then they come the Madingo organization, then they come, then they can get meeting, that type of stuff. So recently we see say also the team in them decide say how you call them, net and safe where they outside of salon and then come together for do similar thing. But unfortunately, some people then they go and read them in a negative way. I want you to talk about that because of course videos surface and we see all the reason why I bring this. We've always been a nation where we're not tribalistic, and I don't believe say we were then at the diaspora where they continue because Mabohande they do very well for in here now the diaspora and back home. Equally so the Madingo back again organization, the Tegloma. So but why is it that they go frown the team in them where they want come together for remember the culture or they make? Come in, sir.
Khadija, yes. The simple answer to that is that you're not supposed to be so at all. I don't live and study in the I don't work there, I don't live there, I don't go to follow a progressive the dance system, behind it in dance system. All of us. Even when I planned left there, even when those people hold the annual written in court, I was there. In the midst of them, to both school productive. I was there. But what am I saying here? I'm not able to forgive or determine the extent of the preferences of the people then who belong to other tribes, where they make comments where negative about the Timni tribe. I happen to become the chairman of the Timni Association, UK and Europe. You don't understand?
Yes, sir.
At a meeting that we held, I didn't opt for it. It just happened. Well, that clearly they should say the way how you did na so they see you. Nigerians say how you play the bed na so they don't they. I think no reason why people will raise eyebrows because the organization has been formed. because we purely a cultural thing for all come together. We're not there against, the Creoles Development Union coming
Yeah.
together. We're not there against the Tegloma we don't from how many years ago. Neither the Limba, their own organization from Equity, etc., or the Polar Progressive Union. No, we're not ever.
Oh, sorry, sir. Sorry, we don't get a break again. We're not hearing you, sir. The reason why I ask you this nothing where I mean one
It's
pull an
about
audio.
that.
I want
But
to
when the
reverse.
thing is
Sorry,
about
sir. I want to reverse about another 30 seconds. We
what
can
to do
get,
one thing,
sir. I'm sorry. I want to reverse like 30 to 40 seconds back. We can get like glitch in the system. We'll not be there. You. Sorry, sir.
can I come now?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So we not frown at all of these tribal organizations where they not formed before the Finley organization role. In other words, now we to keep them together. Now in we say for make it keep us together. You don't understand. It is not formed for any political reason. I'm pretty sure lots of people they don't say, I will see them TV, they don't form so a party they want for form or they want for welfare. No. During the launch, I talk and say we're not forming for fight against no tribe or fight against any tribe. We form them just like any other tribal organizations have been formed for us to be recognized, for us to love ourselves, for us to culturally be bounded together so that we'll go able to help one another. You don't understand. It's got nothing to do with politics at all, Mama. That's the reason why the founders of this organization or association meet together. They say, "Let's form this as association. We'll go able to help you and we'll become stronger." That's all.
Thank you very much, sir. It's the reason why I give you the opportunity and ask you critical question where go be as a doubt in the minds of Sierra Leonean. Like I've been say also, I think we've been get a glitch in the system. That was one of the thing that where I want pull an audio on, and I believe say I will do that in the upcoming days. I can very slow to do so because we gold is here now this platform. Now for when we continue for preach national cohesion, things where they bring we together, but also critically so this one a critical that we speak on it. The reason being you cannot frown on a particular tribe because this is where all the tribalism come in place. If we may on route from the Madingo side to the Mami, where the daddy side are the Creole descendants, where I can always say they don't already set the stage for me that wherein I don't have no room to discriminate because they all two not come up from the same tribe. That is one. So if they don't do that, we don't get Tegloma, we don't get Mabohande, then there's no need then for even talk negatively. Then they send them or the video, so it kind of like up to 1 week over and over they say negative things. These are all stuff we will continue to condemn. These are all stuff that is designed to divide we as a nation. These are all stuff that we for frown against and for say that no, it's no, yes, it's yes, because nobody know or anybody an explanation. If they want come in, then they outside of the republic, then they come in together for they not forget their culture, then they look then they frown against them on that. So I don't know if you want to add to that, sir.
Dr. Paul Khadija, they wonder where they frown, you understand, on the foundation of the formation of the Tinley Development Association. Which tribes really belong. They're not a part and parcel, or they're not members of the tribal organizations. They are. And what will they say if another set of tribal people criticize and say, "Bona two tribalistic for go form an organization"? One of the so. What will be their answers? There is one thing. It is sometimes very useful and very necessary to snap out of the schadenfreude and begin to realistically think about the fact that if you are living in a glass house, don't throw stones. You see the point?
Yes, sir.
When I form your own organizations, no problem. Let it not be a problem to other people if they form their own. That does not mean we are not Sierra Leoneans. waiting bound all together as Sierra Leone. Now, the common affinity that we are described and called Sierra Leoneans from the same country, now bound all together. Therefore, whatever we do, despite the tribal differences, but we have to be very much closely attached to one another. From if we think Sierra Leonean, we breathe Sierra Leonean, we eat Sierra Leonean, everything we do Sierra Leonean. So there is nothing wrong really for making them found at the formation of a team organization, just as much as the team they not be found at them. But in order to propel on any divisive, any what should I say, divisive, tendencies at all. That's not what it's from. You see, so let them just sit down and look at the Tenant Development Association growing in strength and in size. Because naturally speaking, geographically speaking, and even numerically speaking, or statistically speaking, we constitute about 36 to 40% of the total population of the country. Now, the largest tribe so far in the country, next to the Mendes. But that does not mean anything. We are all members of the same country. We belong to the same country. So let us wait and see the purpose for which we'll perform on, or see whether we want for work fates and all that. No, they not even mixed on that.
Well, a man of discipline and you loving the law part of your life, I believe, say many will not go look at you as such. But it's best that it's good that you clear that. The other thing is that many go one know waiting at the thing from your point of view. When you look at, we get so many tribes. We get the Mende, the Madingo, the Timini, the Fula, the Yolonka, the Gisi, the Kuu, and the list goes on. But waiting, you believe, say. Now the reason between the only two tribes we can always get bang the head, or wherein then many they believe saying that the Mende and the Timini. What do you believe is behind that?
I hope I may not want to get into an uncharted territory, because for one thing, they look at this way. The reason for the establishment of both school, you don't understand? Now, for make them be able to educate all sons and nominees of Paramount Chiefs of Sierra Leone. Yeah. That is bringing everyone together. That should have been enough as an example for make we were able to see how best to have been bounded together by that.
Thank you.
For political reasons, otherwise, believe you me, there are no known reasons or factors why then divisive tendencies there must continue for the growth we can't begin the effects we can't begin them. I think it's just politics.
Okay.
But we get to try for make we give a clear definition of what politics is actually in that country then.
Thank
so
you.
That we go into no state. We not form political parties for tribes. We form political parties as a kind of a pressure group, an interest group, we will comprise of all and sundry within the country for the development of the country. And we enjoy the fun of belonging to that particular kind of profession. You don't understand? Where you capture power today, I will oppose you. Where you say capture oppose me tomorrow, we laugh over it. You don't understand? But in the interests of the country, for the development of the country. So I think the same not just that, Khadija, but otherwise, I understand the reason why for people next.
Thank you, sir. Waiting, you believe, in terms of, I know you mentioned earlier, say, unfortunately, your son was arrested. How did he cope with that unfortunate situation there? And how did that arrest went?
Well, it was quite a harrowing experience where according to the explanation, when the beginner and the small boy and the driver gave me, they say when they go surround the house, now few of them, the leader of the group, who approached them, and they say, we get an order from above for can search for Mr. Kholifa Koroma house. And that if we not meet them or not open for we for broke the doors and search for her. So now they then give the pickaxe or all the breaking implements to me small brother, him bigger than they became, in London University now. Now they say make him broke the doors then. I said no. They say we not go broke the doors then. We don't tell them I say, Mr. Kholifa no day. They say the man don't even sleep now. I said, but we will not believe we. When I say when I get orders from above for come broke, when I get trust, we're not able for challenge you. And then carry on. Then broke 6 of the doors, photographs of which I still have them in my mobile phone. And I showed all of these photographs to the international corruption community as to which I go through. So now they arrest them, 3 people they are carrying go see until they produce them. They're not go release them. They were at CID until night time. I think now they get for release them. Where they find out say it's needless for them to go arrested because actually they don't do anything wrong. So naturally speaking, they were frightened. In fact, they already planned for runaway come out of the house. That's the no, not let the host when sit down there. I said that God will not protect me. Say he pull me the suffer. They will protect you and nothing will happen to him. That's what happened.
Thank you, sir. Now we talk about what thing you miss the most about Freetown, Sierra Leone. What do you miss the most? Given the obvious of you being forced to leave a place where you love and you serve for this long.
Well, Khadija, you don't say you're home. I miss the home, of course. I miss Sierra Leone. I miss the people there, over and above all. I miss them. That's all I can say.
What do you? What are the people now you miss the most?
Yeah,
Okay.
I miss the good friends then. Yeah.
For many, we are contacts for basically do me on, I call preliminary interview with folks we know you. They know you as a very quiet, credible, conservative, soft-spoken individual, intelligent, and the list goes on. Behind all that, given the obvious of waiting some of these people say about you, what do you like to do during your free time, or who are you? Do you have that frisky side of you?
Khadija, I could be frisky if I'm friendly with people.
Okay.
That's who I am. You see, it is not my fault that if I am supposed to be result oriented, I've got to be very, very concerned about that and to find out ways and means of me achieving success. I love challenges and I like to see myself succeeding most of the time. And when you're like that, you all the time be in search of solutions to problems. I will want for make tomorrow you wake up with this city, tomorrow. You're like all the time engaged, you understand, with the thinking faculties as to how to make progress. So when you don't get time for going to the bars, because they drink, for going to the bars, for going to other social engagements, probably you are misled. And without the most of the colleagues who graduate from the college who return, and say, but if I know the day, but young man say, for no, can you sit down? I was at the chat, Alex, and I know the train post, so Khadija, at that time they may not get, but that was no way. And the social life, but with the right kind of people, type of people, sorry.
That's okay. You want no take a quick break? I think so you get some interruption. Would you take a quick break, yeah? And welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, come back in, sir. I know say we did talk when we get the we did basically try for talk about how people they might perceive you. No, also
Yeah,
add to that too, within now some of the misconception about
yeah,
Mr. Khalifa.
yeah. Like I mean, they say when you're busy trying to achieve the goals and objectives you don't set for yourself, and particularly the time when I took over as head of immigration services, you know, in my portfolio, I've got quite a good number of things so I want to get done. Khadija, I don't get the time for go sit on a pub with friends then of the past because I know they drink. I know they go begin to do other kinds of socialization things then we will make them misconstrue you again. Because like I say, we can talk in our country. Sierra Leoneans can talk.
Mm-hmm.
How you know they are so, then they classify you. So the best thing to do, realizing that that is the attitude of most Sierra Leoneans keep up. And I'm not saying this because I used to talk about hot people, but that's who we are. We are, you see. Because if I am really understood, if people that know me, go to DJ, they know the life I just say, something like that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
you know the life I mean. All of this is lies. So therefore, I'm just the try for be who that I for be. But that does not make me an arrogant personality. No, I'm not. If I'm the most simplest of all persons, if you know me properly, I could be very frisky, frisky with everybody. You know. But oh yeah, maybe I can always ask people and they say me arrogant. What makes me an arrogant person? My wife you always say that because all of the time you didn't make you a busy person and the way they carry yourself, the way they dress, you dress code of dress and all the rest of it, they make people and they overestimate you for saying in fact you're a multi-bill.
Yes. You know what? I get so that's somebody said that too here, like Paul show you too. This was on a money woman, a money man. I guess not the ideology, right? The way they perceive things as Sierra Leonean.
The teacher, say what you may, decent person. And the Bonamo,
Yeah. Yes.
even when I was in September, even when I was in jail, I was one of the neatest prisoners.
Oh.
You know why I say so?
Mm.
All the time I deal with the vest, the white vest. I get 2-3 white vests. They will one day under the pillow because I can grasp my trousers with a little. Then can grab the eat body.
Hey, yeah.
But that not prevents me from getting in the morning whether they can open you like 4, 10 o'clock or make a go Sunday. That not change me for make a change that vest I wear yesterday because I wear the other one back.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
I remember late for the city kid with that. They say me this is small brother, even a jail, a decent bubble. So you see it's everything.
Interesting. Wow.
You
Interesting.
just grew up.
Yes, absolutely.
That's that.
Absolutely. What's be your coping mechanism while you've been there in jail?
Oh my goodness. For 3 months I went on hunger strike.
Wow.
Yeah. 3 months because you know why? I was deliberately refusing the fact that it's a reality that I'm in jail. I couldn't even begin to think about it, how it happened.
Was it during
Why
this
it couldn't happen.
administration? Was it during this administration?
Well, it was during another SLPD administration of Tijan Kaba.
Wow.
Do you understand? Under the direction of the late Nerawa. You know. So after 3 months now, I was almost like dying. So lots of people get to talk to me. You have to accept this. You have to accept this. You have to accept it. And I accepted it as bad. And then I began to, kind of like approach some people and You understand? That day, I remember the IB Cabo, they all went at the principal and school, they all been there. Lots of other people, late Colonel Sabat Kamara, my big brother, we died. You know, Dr. Kago, when I been the governor of Bank of Sierra Leone, then you found Aniki, all these guys for discussing, you know, and many other people when I've been lawyers, etc., they didn't like to discuss with me in a jail. So I accepted it that I was in jail proper. And interestingly, let me give you the fun. During Pakaba's early days in the administration, I was one of those who was investigating, you know, financial improprieties at some of the financial institutions like Treasury, Bank of Sierra Leone, Income Tax, Sierra Leone Post Authority, etc. And I tell you what, a good number of the guys that we, you know, investigated that were found to be guilty of financial, you know, crimes. Before the coup, we get for take them with them, we put them up for them, you know, for safe custody. Khadija, the tell them people there unnecessarily they hold me, they can't go to Pademba prison. That body and then go stage you go against me in Pademba prison.
Wow.
The one the women don't go put in prison for safekeeping. Now then go meet the whole meeting and meet the prison there and say, that Kholifa day, na make Ukana, when I go put in the worst dungeon.
Wow.
Inside the prison.
Wow.
Luckily for me, the Fula tribal chief, the former director of public prosecutions in Papa Sule, Nairi, when they cook this cook here, they urged the president to put me in the worst cell. Now they call the president. I said, I said, no, no, I said, that bobo when they talk to them, we put at the worst cell. He said, now good bobo. He said, now me own picking him best friend. You know, he said, so no, no,
So when you look at
so,
you, when you look at yes, sir. When you look at you unfortunate experience, you can many go say that you can connect them with similarly to that of Major retired Paulo Conte.
Well, Major Paulo Conte and now in the bio experience, you don't buy me before him.
Yeah.
You don't understand?
Yes.
They don't buy one before him, and similarly, in that are based on allegations of treason by the special grace of God, the law says he's not been found guilty. Everything.
Yes.
We've been dated similarly on grounds of treason, but the only thing we will not directly come under the classification of treason. Now we come under the subheading or the subhead of collaboration. You don't understand?
Yes, sir.
So the commission we then set up, if they find you say, oh come on, if they above collaboration before we go for treason.
Wow.
But God not bring for better time until we are believed. So everybody will experience differently.
Wow. Go ahead, sir. Finish up, sir.
I'm done.
Okay, I want we come back again to that. I just imagine some of your submission. 3 months of hunger strike. Obviously, that can result to a malnutrition or we go result to weight loss. Waiting about that experience.
Of course.
Wow.
I was like dry bones.
Yeah.
That's what they were really about.
Wow.
You don't know to experience what I like to talk about because I'm gonna like a society.
Right.
But I have to go through it.
Wow.
And I swallowed it up.
Wow.
And I thank God because I was never killed.
Wow. Now the audience we don't open the lines long time ago. Nobody not take advantage of it. So we're gonna come to an end soon. Leisure time. What do you do with your leisure time?
Right
now?
You
like to? Yes. What do you do?
Today, I'm doing lots of reading. Being a reading person.
Okay.
And I can tell you, I get most of the colleague lawyers then. Then they send some documents then to me for review. Then they send some documents to me for your legal opinion. And there are 2 directors, Whitman directors, they come from the Netherlands. They can't pay me here in England. They
Beautiful.
can't take from me, they can't pick my brain on many migration issues. And we meet up at Victoria Plaza, they stay with me for the whole day. They feed me, we eat and everything else, etc., etc. All kinds of nice things. Now it's funded. You don't understand?
Yes.
So I do lots of reading here and there. You like books anyway. You know, whilst I await the opportunity to go home, and I'm going to go home. Sierra Leone is my country. And I love my country. And I will go home soon.
God willing.
Khadija.
And we,
God willing. And, grace of God.
And well, the prayer will be a good experience. And how is it like for you to serve a nation in different various capacity, and then now at some points be forceful left? How did that make you feel?
Let me put it this way. I served in the administration of Tijan Kaba effectively. But look at the death with them payment. And I served the administration of Kholifa Koroma effectively until the administration was removed. Another administration came in. But I was not the darling of this administration because of what I had to go through. All right?
Yeah.
All I would have preferred, no matter what they would have thought about me, I think I would have actually had the brazen affront to challenge any legal issues of any kinds of allegations that they have actually manufactured against me in my country. To make a peacefully pseudonymous country, you know, challenge the insistently. Look, whatever goes up must come down. Anything will happen, it will done. I'd say that for me, sit down. I don't invest on my life as a lawyer. I invest on my wife as a lawyer. Both of us are lawyers. By now, like, for don't go far, Khadija. For don't go far.
How the saying goes, once there's life, there's hope, correct? It's never too late, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We lost.
So that is me.
Okay, sorry, we lost that. Go ahead, go back 30 seconds behind, sir. We lost what this guy first share.
Yeah, so I would love to go home. That's it.
Wonderful.
It's my country.
Okay, I think somebody they call Salon for All, Voice for All, Network Television. Kindly identify yourself. What's your name? What's you call from?
Hello, Khadija.
Yes, sir.
Osman from London.
Hello, Mr. Osman. Mr. Conte, right?
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Mr. Conte,
Thank you so much for being part of the platform.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir.
I just want to say thanks to you because I really enjoyed this program today, and the man who the interview so.
Yes, sir.
Now we big brother, Mr. Kholifa, and now we able chairman of the Terminal Association who just come from London.
Okay, sir.
I learned a lot from him today, and I believe now one of the man who be say, they get potential in our country, and now people would work very hard because I can recall we be the immigration, it transformed that department, so I'm very happy for me to try and for work with them because very shortly may able to get in contact. But they don't see I'm not saying I'm a humble man, like a strict person, and a person of say he puts any side, he run the to perfection because he don't demonstrate at this few time we don't put him as leader of this team organization. I see the role he don't play. So I'm glad for listening to your deal. And I want to say thank you for hosting.
Thank you so much.
And coming to this other question you asked for the chimney tribe,
yes.
I just want to talk small because it happens to be one of the executive member of the steering committee. And I want to talk about the chimney people. Me a chimney man from Losa, and I'm proud for the chimney. And all along, other groups that don't form the organization they have, we can always go support them.
Yeah.
We never oppose nobody. But as soon as we don't form this team organization, people don't begin to talk negative things about we. And we don't play for listening to them because we know say we dey form this for promote the team culture. We form this for help safe. We form this for help them back home. You know, form am for come preach it to any other tribe. Or not form am for any political reasons. We form am because we say one follow we promote culture to we and to people who don't born that this diaspora. And one thing I can talk about many people is that always people talk negative things about we, which is not right. Some people can say to many people like 3 minutes people and I want to take this opportunity for debunk that say we are not 3 minutes people because we are people who are straightforward, who are hardworking, and we don't take we don't encourage corruption. I will give an example. Say we not deal as 3 minutes people, and because one, I will give an example. Say we get one of the religious leaders there, who they call Imam Bashara. Imam Bashara, when he can as salon, all the Timmy people say na power righteous. They follow him. They never beat him because they know say they don't get no way they go able to talk. They say this man is straight and straight and because he probably righteous and they would until he died they honor him. What you talk say Timmy people that people who they come up people they only come up you the father say corrupt. When the father say able defend them. But it's how they say they able defend them. Then they pay you. So now why example and they don't give. And when you look, Timmy people they're hardworking. Now business people if you look at the feet on today, most of the buildings and big buildings and Timmy people get there. Some of them are not school, but they're very hardworking. You know, so all I'm saying, now make people think scared of you. But we're not so bad people there.
Wonderful.
You know,
wonderful.
And besides, we not to enemies to other tribes because if I can recall, the people who don't live in the southeast. They invested, and when they began and build big mansions in it. But we only get problem who politics come. Politicians can try for divide people. But it's many people and are good people. No problem with nobody. And who believes that this organization will don't form, we will all out for lay stand. We want to prove the people are wrong. The taxes are wrong, who can talk negative things about we. You know, so if I reach outside, I want to tell you thank you. I want to tell Mr. Kholifa thank you. Yeah. Because I explain to you today, we don't learn a lot from her.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for calling. I believe say INSEF will be happy with you on submission. Thank you so much, Mr. Usman. Thank you for being part of this noble platform. Thank you.
You're welcome.
God bless you.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That's another clear manifestation of the one way I guess we don't get in the opportunity for come around you or live around you within a opinion about you, since I've been asked earlier as to how people, other folks would describe you. So I really appreciate the call. And one of the viewers say many need a call because they enjoy the lecture. That was his exact word. Mr. Conte, Bimba Conte. Yeah, Bimba Conte. Madam, the lecture is too interesting. That's why people are not calling. Well, thank you. Mr. Arun Pape says spot on, sir. Mr. Arun Baksef gets a lot of positive things them what he share now the thread. Again, I think so we can't call it a wrap. We don't give several chances for the people to call. The only call we come through now, Mr. Usman from United Kingdom. Thank you for your call. I want to take this opportunity, sir, for now you make any last word we go and say before we call it quits. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Khadija. All I have to say to you, Khadija, with the platform today, keep doing the good.
I'm so sorry, we don't lost you again. Sorry. No, see, it seemed like we get glitched. Go back again, sir. It seemed like we lost you again. Yeah, go ahead, sir. Now you did come back. Don't hear you.
Now get as many people as possible, like my type, to come and make themselves clear to the whole world as to who they are, what they have been doing, the services that they have been rendering to their country, and the extent to which, they have built their integrity. Because you have to build your own integrity, and people have got to be able to look at you and will tell other people about your reputation. And I'm pretty sure the last speaker has just done that, Khadija. No man is an island. But what I'm saying, like my father, my late dad used to say, you have to endeavor to be righteous. Try as best as possible to learn how to endeavor to become a righteous person, a true person. That's just what we are practicing, Khadija. So I'm happy for the Lumens who probably might have had today and no say. Right across the divide, east, west, north, and south of the country, and we don't listen to them. And we then be able for a reason. That is the thing, Khadija. I have no criminal record in my life. I'm not a money launderer. I have never sold a single document out there. If there is any evidence of it, I challenge. That is my witness.
Again, we get a break start, so kind of like reverse that again, so then go yeah, that's not miss critical information then where you try for share with we. So go back like at least 30 seconds behind.
All right, then. Can I go ahead?
Yes, sir, go ahead.
As I was saying, I said I have never ever had a criminal record. Never have I been indicted to courts. Never have I been imprisoned or put to prison because of any criminal type activity. Yes, I have been placed in pandemic prisons on political grounds. That was most devastating, most invidious, most unfair, most unjust. And that was a travesty, actually. But I've got for swallow up because I'm bad. That don't make me become a man. Neither have I actually sold any document of any kind to whoever it is. I swear to my God, if there is that evidence, let them prove it. I'm prepared to go to jail. Let them prove it. Of course, I'm not a money launderer, so I don't know what I mean. You don't understand. And having, what should I say? A plethora of houses, or what they say, but lots of money in this country. Where is it? Where is it coming from? But of all that I have presented to you as proof of evidence as to the facts, keep those documents, show them to the whole world that Kholifa Koroma has actually forwarded the international corruption unit of the British National Crime Agencies document for sure say. Then people then they say, we don't investigate this man. Nothing whatsoever was found to be true as to the allegations that they raised against him. Look, even those who really manufactured these allegations, they know that it's not true. They know it. That's the most disingenuous way of doing things. They know it. But no, bring and turn down because this boy he get PTI. Now so they read and they told they say qualified and so you get PTI. Whether they call me from Freetown. But who said the PTI come out Khadija? For one thing, today and me, tomorrow another person. That's all. Today it's my turn. Tomorrow, who knows? It might be another person. So they're going for know whether or not to find for a life and person. But me strongly believes it, to be honest with you. All those who really manufactured all of these allegations against me, in one way or the other, God does for avenge because, and then the dinner the constitution what it is.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And I'll say the $1 million question. Similarly to waiting other people then can say, oh Khadija, the way you, some go say they go condemn, some go say I love one thing about you. God make all man different. Some voices are deep, some voices are quiet, some voices are loud, and the list goes on. Many go say, who than are the person at your family or your bloodline where they speak like? Obviously, you get a unique voice where make you unique from the rest. So who than that person the way you believe saying at your family where you get that voice there from? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir? Did you hear me?
Oh, me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yes, yes.
Okay, good. Come on in. You hear the question?
No, no, come again. Read the question
Okay.
again.
Now, they say obviously we all get a different, unique voice. Some then loud, some then quiet, some then, and the list goes on. But who then you believe saying that your family where you get that voice there from, and we make you obviously we all get unique things them about ourselves. We make you stand out of the rest.
Um, the only way I can answer this question is to make reference to what a few of my colleagues in the profession, have said about me. I could remember once a time J.F. Kamara, you understand, when I've been former General Minister of Justice. I said, Kholifa, your voice now one will get her.
Mm-hmm.
And it not him alone. Lots of other people have told me similarly. And even when I was studying law in this country, the professor once said to me that when you finish your studies, when you've completed your bar exam, you make sure that you don't approach the white, what the white firms. They wouldn't accept you. The reason being that you've got, a kind of dispensation about you that would have to make them grow jealous of you. Therefore, you have to approach the ethnic minority firms. And I don't know why that was the case. So I don't know. If you ask me, I think it's but natural that I just got what I've got. Maybe my father, yes, I could see him, although he was uneducated, but he's got, I think I take a lot from him, perhaps.
Wonderful.
And over and above all, just the individual's efforts. Period. The DJ. And that's just what it is.
Yeah. Okay. So before you go, okay, I don't know if you get any last thing again for say before you go. You bring the camera down a little. I think we just lost your face a little bit when you move it. And then that will be your last statement. Then I will give a closing statement. Come down a little. Bring them down a little.
All right.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead.
Well, I want to thank you, Khadija. It's been a very refreshing moment between you and me. And I think we're not been on for a very long time, but I'm happy for one thing. This message, it will go and it don't go. And it will reach the ears of all and sundry. And I'm pretty sure it will don't clear the doubt as to when the way we accept the clearance. As to when the way not accept them, I don't care about that. But naturally speaking, I just believe, say, everything about me you don't ask me. And everything about which you don't ask me, I will explain unto you. That is not a single lie, Khadija. The only thing is, others are not happy because I'm a free man today. They would have loved to have heard that this guy was incarcerated and probably he has even lost his life. But where I am today, I think I have to give to all intents.
I think we lost the 30s. Okay, reverse the
Almighty, my creator. Thanks, my wife who has actually done. Yeah?
We missed 30 seconds of that. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. I just want to give thanks to God for all that He has done for me. Thanks to my family and my wife, who has stood firmly behind me during this period of, experiences that they go through. That's just what it is, Khadija. And I also thank you for what you've done. God bless you. And God bless you.
Amen. Thank you so much, sir. I want to also take this opportunity for tell you plenty thank you for where you come. You answer to critical tough questions them without leaving anything unturned. Thank you so much, and we wish you nothing but the best on all your future endeavor. Thank you, sir, for your time. Yeah, we'll take a break, and you're free to go now, sir. Thank you so much for your time. God bless. You really the one that like was said I caught you there. When that the lawyer language that they use. Will they come right back, audience? Thank you. And I will welcome back. And I welcome back. So I just want to make few statements and then call it quits. I want to take the opportunity once again for tell Mr. Alpha Kholifa Koroma plenty thank you. We take time out of him busy schedule for sit on 3 hours for answer critical questions them and also try for clear the doubts in the minds of Sierra Leoneans them. We've been get a question again with Mr. Muhammad Malik. We come in and ask say if this platform not only for SAPC people them. It's rather unfortunate, and this is the unfortunate thing where they continue for go on the smear campaign and the effort for discredit the efforts given to Sierra Leonean on this platform and me on effort to Sierra Leoneans them. Mr. Malik again, Mr. Muhammad Malik, I've been commend them na this platform not so long ago, whether it's a week ago or two, if I'm not mistaken. We right now in Facebook wall some of the challenges them, the countless challenges them where it go see, even though in a SLPP supporter, where it go there, it say it go stay there for I think 10 months if I'm not mistaken. Where it puts now in wall, I even call on for invite them for net come. So it's rather unfortunate for net come and make such statements. And Mr. Malik don't follow me for years, but yet still then the goal is to still continue for try for distract Sierra Leoneans them, for misguide Sierra Leoneans them, for mislead Sierra Leoneans them. Please. Hence the reason why and I can go now wall and for the upcoming days I'm gonna make sure say I share materials them We will continue for debunk the lies and the deliberate act for divide we as a nation, or for divide people the mind, or for give them an effort for them get make room na them mind forget that preconceived notion. But we will continue for educate with people them and tell them the fact, you know. Another thing, again, my darling mother, I think been running too, but I will left that for another day. Some audios them way I can always say a distraction. We are not going to be distracted. We will not be distracted. We will not be intimidated by negative and any people that way they try for divide we as a nation. We will continue to do what God wants and we do, as long as there's no malice behind it, and we're not here for damage anybody, but rather we the fact they whatever they talk with the supply now with facts for next Sierra Leoneans then be the judge. So again, and I thank you. I had so many calls today, so many new numbers them. God bless you from Texas, from South Africa. Somebody, if give me the name of the place again, it is not South Africa. So it's like all over, nothing but love instead of express how much he appreciate this platform, and a lot of concern because of course like I say a break not because of anything. There's so many things where I can battle in terms of the attacks or whatever, but when you lie on me just for in the effort for discredit me or the platform, then I couldn't help it, because I've not been read into the message until when I come live and I decide to read the message within it together and try for respond accordingly. So that place break me because the efforts way or the people that I don't give accolade to, they are more of the SLPP on my wall than that of the APC. In terms of the people the way they can at this platform, like I say, I don't look at political lines. I they invite everybody, but if it be say now the APC then bold enough for come in and answer critical question and in ourself go there within a God today and in our conscience and see the critical questions them where I ask this man when Mr. Kholifa where at some point even caution the word I use about the rape, but because of that being the concern of Sierra Leoneans them and the concern of many and me representing Sierra Leone and Sierra Leoneans them, I find them deemed necessary for ask the question not Ben way but directly and to the point, and say don't make and clear to ina, and many other things having to do with you know Mr. Kholifa Koroma we been get some concern say how this man been get a palace or whatever, instead don't make and clear to we. So please now we stop the thing there. So I not believe in I can always say I don't believe in politics. I don't believe in hurting people deliberately, intentionally, without any reason. When I can also I don't play games. I don't play games in the lives of my fellow Sierra Leonean. Me goal now for now we see unity, we promote national cohesion, we get oneness regardless of the political affiliation. It's a lot of attack, but like I call them, you know, like how the late Mr. Lewis, when I've been the congressman, say it is okay to get into good trouble. I'm not a troublemaker. I don't identify myself as that, but I am an activist for the voiceless, and I have done so by the grace of God with United for Salon from 2003. You understand, even with the then administration, and we'll continue for serve every administration. It doesn't matter if it's APC, SLPP, for go and educate with people them, for go and do whatever it is God bless we with, for donate to them or whatever the case may be. We'll continue to do that. You know, we educational session and the list goes on. So we United for Salon, as the name implies, is to unite we, and I've made this before. That non-profit day, through the grace of God, I happen to start through the grace of God, not to me sabi, not to me know how. At some point, the one name after me nickname when I smile K, because I like for smile, or they say Khadija. I beg them, then a Salon say Duya. It's not about me, but rather about us. So I want to united for Salon, because I believe say when we are united, there's nothing we cannot accomplish. So whatever I do, it's not about me, because there's a lot of people who get their non-profit and they name after themselves. No, it's not about me per se, but rather about us. And everything what they do, they make sure they channel in the interest of Sierra Leone and Sierra Leone, not me. So hence the reason why I've been put on 2003 as United for Salon. In other words, we united for the sake of we beloved Mama Salon. May God continue for bless we country. God continue for bless we all. And I continue for remember me in prayers. Every mouth and dirty statement that have been made against me, every evil and deliberate intention for hurt me or smear me or this platform, they go turn into blessing for me and that of this platform. And I always mean good for me and this platform. They got blessing her beyond in our expectation. Everything when a goodness when I mean for me, they got do in double for in a generation yet unborn. And I thank you for the love. I never take anything for granted. After God, it is you guys, and this platform is made by you guys, for you guys, and for all of us. And at the end of the day, we will get to that tunnel by the grace of God. I do nothing out of malice. No political party, they pay me or they give me, say, this not this title one you do today on this topic. No. God be me witness. God, they direct me and I go by that. I love in her regardless of in her political affiliation. I love in her even if I de criticizing her or I de critique in her. Me again, I'm not kind for put anybody down, but anything, if you are a public figure, if you happen to be in the capacity of the president or the vice president or the minister or the first lady, yes, we expect you, it comes with a price tag, and there's a lot of expectation. We will continue to remind you, for now you uphold the beauty of we green, white, and blue. Unfortunately, today we don't ban. Not so because me sit on also mean say me company don't ban enough of care about that. But again, that is when we go back to the drawing board. Where did we go wrong? For now we get into that category where then they ban we for now we not come to the United States. Now God bless you, and God bless the Republic of Sierra Leone. And I thank you, maximum love and admiration. And I always supports me, and I know who I in a be, where there's moral support, and I can also and I fight me battle from one platform to another. Like how me picking can say, the more blessing, the more higher you get, the more issue you go get. In the sense that you will get the people and we just design for just cause trouble, even when the obvious is there. The things that why they talk is not for me or my family, but for Sierra Leone as a whole. So this the agents they don't boku in the sense that now they say, oh Khadija, well yeah, then they even call for whatever me write up is me audio for then come then begin the attack. But today what I told my mom we make, because obviously they get some concern, they send me an audio, call me, I miss in call. Unfortunately I tell and say no worry, God they in control, because God know me hearts for me people them and me waiting say, if I don't care if you're SLPP, APC, C4C, NGC, Unity Party, PMD, or the list goes on. All I know is that we for sit down and get peaceful, respectful dialogue. We for disagree to agree in a peaceful manner. We for promote oneness, unity. We should not divide with self. We for condemn anything or anybody we design for, or they even preach something we go suggest say and not go be beneficial for we. May God bless you. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for everything. Once again, this is Salon for All, in Voice for All, Network Television. I am your host, Khadija Tijan Nabi. Bye.